Well, good evening there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Day number 7, Group A games. The first half of this specific day is going to be Global Esports versus INAZUMA. You guys might have known that already, but yeah, I warmly welcome you guys to this amazing day. I've got with me one of the best casters and analysts out there in the country, Aggressive. And joining me on my right hand side is going to be the birthday boy himself, CA. What's up? How are you doing?
I'm feeling great, man. Like, I feel like I got a nice birthday present as well with the Global Esports in a Zuma game. I do believe Eskerosi is a little unwell, not able to make it. So my best wishes to him as well. Hope he recovers soon and we get to see those entry fragging sniper plays real soon back in the tournament. But for now, I'm excited to see how Global Esports able to continue on without him and if Inazuma able to score something against them.
Well, definitely. Aggressive, what about you, buddy? What do you think about this specific day?
Today, in my eyes, is going to be a lot to prove coming out from the side of Inazuma. This is going to be the first behemoth that they go up against, one of the top teams of our region. And now moving on down forward, it's just going to get even harder because in Inazuma, they've showcased to us what exactly they can do when it comes to the textbook-based maps of Valorant. But at the same time, you also do need to consider there's something like Ryzen, there's something like Icebox still in the making, and we know for a fact how strong Global are on those maps, as well as the other maps in particular as well.
Well, that's right. I mean, talking a little bit about both of these teams, right? Inazuma, they had that previous game against Team Insignia where they won out the game as well, 2-1 against Insignia. And Global Esports, they won against Tempest their previous game, 2-0. So both of these teams, they have tasted victory right off the bat in the TEC Gauntlet season number 1, and they're off to a very good start. So let's take a quick look at today's matchups. The first half that I did tell you guys, Inazuma versus Global Esports, which is going to be starting in any moment now, and then we have got the second half, which is going to be Godlike Esports versus Team Simple at 7:30 p.m. IST, which is going to be the second match of today. Well, both of these games are very interesting. What are your thoughts on this, gentlemen? What do you think about both of these games?
I think for me, like starting off, Inazuma Global Esports, it sort of sets the theme for the entire day, and the following match follows that theme with like the David versus Goliath idea, where one team definitely the more of the underdog and the other team more well known. But the only thing I have to say about the entire analogy is that David actually wins in David versus Goliath, so you never know what to expect with teams like Inazuma and Simple, and therefore it makes that all the more exciting because every win you can get, even a single map, really counts on the standings.
Well, true that. And you know what? Talking about the standings, let's take a quick look at the MVP standings as well, brought to you by AMD, Ryzen Radeon, and WD Black. And I guess it looks like that. The MVP standings have a little bit of a switcheroo now, as Rafa has made his way into the MVP standings, He's sitting at the 4th spot. Who exactly got taken over? Oh, it's Marzel.
Hika.
So we're missing Marzel and Hikka. Yes. And it's going to be Cactus, Paradox, Deathmaker, and Rafa. Starting with you, CA, what exactly do you think about this switch up?
So Deathmaker already in the standings and playing today again. means that it's a very high chance he just takes the number one spot today. Like, we know how prolific he can be, and I feel like you can see from the stats itself, given the quantity of the games, these are like the other three players in the standings have had more games than that maker. So I'm going to keep my eye on him specifically today, see if he can take that number one spot for himself.
Well, what do you think about this as MVP standing aggressive?
Practice's rise to the top is not really a surprise, considering what we have seen him do down for the side of Team Fangs on his previous maps. He had popped off like crazy. 36 kills coming on down onto one of his maps just goes to show how strong he is on that jet pickup. And also considering something, all three players on the top three are jets, while Rafa on the sidelines is the only person who opts to go in for other duelists such as Phoenix or maybe even that Raze going up on the map of Bind. Rafa shows his versatility coming on through on this duelist pickup, but at the same time, going up against three top class jet players, he has his work cut out for him to try and reach that number one spot.
Through that. Let's take a quick look at the group standings as well, guys, and sort of figure out where exactly all of these teams are placed right now on the table as well. Now, the group standings have got a little bit of a change as well as yesterday. Forceword Esports, right? They went ahead and got that victory against Tempest, and they climbed up the board, sitting at the first spot now. So, what do you think about this specific change, Sia? How do you think Global Esports are going to make their way to the top?
I mean, for both Global and Godlike today, it's a matter of continuing the zero loss streak, like making sure that you're winning every set till you end up facing one of those teams, like the Global versus Godlike, or the Global versus Forced One, or Godlike versus Forced One matchup is where normally or like logistically you'd expect a change in the standings. For today, the focus I think for both of the teams should rather be on denying points to both Inazuma and simple. Like, you want to make sure you don't drop a single map, because if you give points to these other teams, then it gives opportunity to them for to threaten your actual position and sort of break up the hierarchy where we expect these tier one teams to be slightly above the others.
Well, to be honest, Global Esports, they definitely are looking like the favorites here as well to, go ahead,
Yeah.
put up that second win on the board
Mhm.
and get themselves 4 points as well. But at the same time, question to you, Aggressive. What do you think Inazuma's strategy should be in order to beat down Global Esports and them to put up the second win on the board?
In my eyes, as Team Inazuma is still a new team in particular, we always do need to consider that they should be playing much more based upon their comfort instead of purely relying on the meta, because
Yeah.
we know for a fact that global esports, they're going to play purely based on the meta. They're a very experienced team. They know how to encounter every single situation that could be thrown against them and give the perfect answer. But for the side of team Inazuma, you cannot expect the same thing coming out from them because they're a brand new team. They need to stabilize themselves just a little bit more. So for now, they should be picking up much more based upon their comforts, playing the textbook-based strategies, and trying to play it a lot more better than the side of global esports. Play a lot more towards the side of trades, play for map control, things like that. Small things that will give them that advantage and let them use their aim to their fullest potential to take a possible win against the side of global. I won't be saying that it's going to be easy. It's just going to get really, really, really difficult for the side of Team Minnesota.
Through that, and Inazuma, they definitely have to put up quite a fight in order to put that big W
Yeah.
on the board as well
Mhm.
against Global Esports. Now, let's take a quick look at the team profiles as well, figure out what exactly is going to be the roster moving in from both of these teams. I know both of these teams need no introduction, but anyways, for all of the viewers out there, we're just going to quickly run through the team profiles as well. So, starting off with the side of Global Esports, we got SK Rossi, we have got Kappa, Hellranger, Skills, and Lightning Fast. So today there's a little bit of a change, by the way. I got the news that SK Rossi won't be playing
Yeah.
today, and it is going to be Nightmare 2K to go ahead and fill in for him as well. See, a question to you: what do you think of this specific change? We did see Nightmare stepping in, but that day SK Rossi was present. That is the previous match against Team Tempest, correct? So what do you think about
Yep.
this specific change? How exactly are they going to fare without SK Rossi?
It's definitely going to be a bit of firepower missing, but thankfully for them, they have like two willing players who are ready to take up the mantle, the firepower mantle in their teams. I look at Skills and Lightning Fast, especially. I think Skills will be the one taking on a brunt of that responsibility, with Nightmare likely going on to a supportive role. And that's where I like to see the old Skills, like the Skills we saw for the first time ever in Global East the way back to the Challenger series was that duelist skills when he was just popping off every single game, able to continuously get the kills, and hope we see that again.
Well, Aggressive, the same question for you as well. What exactly do you think is going to be that one move made by Global Esports? Because right now with Rossi absent, there's going to be a lot of firepower missing from the side of Global Esports. How exactly do you think they're going to strategize their move against INAZUMA?
Previously, when Nightmare came down into this roster against the side of Tempest, it was Hellranger not being able to make the cut that time around. And this time around, it's going to be Rossi. So, as he stated, the firepower will be missing. But at the same time, now that you have your head back into the game, being Hellranger, the IGL is now finally back in motion. He's going to be the one trying to take a lot of the responsibility moving on down forward. And when you have such explosive fraggers such as Skills and, of course, Lightning Fast, you have that strong backbone on your side. You have that person who will always hold down the side. You have that person who always go for the clutches, being Lightning Fast. And there on the sidelines is going to be Skills probably picking up that duelist because primarily I'm really excited to see that because it's been forever since we have last seen Skills on a duelist. And to see him back on that once more, to see what kind of plays he's going to be making. Is he going to be wacky? Is he going to be crazy? Or is he going to be that raw, explosive potential that we saw many, many months ago previously before he joined up on Global?
Well, we definitely are going to be getting all the answers for all of those questions as well in this specific match. But moving on towards the team profile for Team INAZUMA now. Let's see how exactly they fed against Global Esports and how much firepower do they have today against Global as well. So, starting off with Team INAZUMA's players, right? We've got Fired Up. We're going to be seeing Cone coming in as well. Omkar, SK Vow, and Nayak Zera. Well, the core of the specific team, right, being SK Vow, Nayak Zera, and Omkar, these guys have had previous exposure as well in FPS genre, and I guess with the amount of firepower they bring on the table, Global Esports, they definitely are going to sweat a little bit against them in my opinion. And I guess Nayak Zera brings in a lot of brains as well into this specific roster. So thoughts on this specific roster, gentlemen, starting off with you, Aggressive.
In my eyes, Team Inazuma, they have showcased to us that they are extremely potent when it comes down to maps that are based upon a lot more of those simple strategic prowesses, such as maps like Ascent, Bind. They know what to do, they know which sides they want to control, and they understand this is the place where I need to hold. This is the place where I need to establish a level of map control to bring themselves an advantage. So I'm really looking forward to see where we're going to be heading down towards the map veto because that's going to dictate the pace for the side of Inazuma. If they're able to get that first initial advantage on their home maps, for example, as maps like Ascent, Bind, and Haven, they should be able to try and edge out a win against the side of Global Esports. But at the same time, you do need to consider that this team is going to be playing a lot more based upon their raw aiming potential instead of the raw strategic prowess that the side of Global Esports are going to be leaning much more in forward. Yes, of course, Global, they have a lot of mechanically dominant players, but at the same time, their strategic prowess, sorry, is on a completely another level.
Well, the same question for you as well, CA. What do you think is going to be that one ace up the sleeve coming out from the side of Inazuma against Global Esports today?
It really just has to be confidence. There is, in my at least opinion, no other way they're gonna get the edge over Global Esports. Because the team they're facing is a behemoth in their own right. They have earned the right to be called the team that is continuously at the top of the meta, understanding and able to predict as well the other team and adapt continuously. The changes we ask for them to make are more minimal for them to continue their dominance. So in Azuma today, it's pure comfort. We saw this in their matchup against Insignia, where when they were playing Icebox, they were not as comfortable and did not look like the Inazuma that we saw in the next two maps. And I want to see those two maps in Azuma come forth. It doesn't matter which map actually it is, as long as they're confident and comfortable. I think that's how they will be able to really surprise Global Esports a little bit, especially considering that they play the older meta, which G is extremely familiar with. So for G, even with a substitute, the older meta will be something they welcome and appreciate because it's easier for them to play. So Inazuma really have to up the game with their confidence and decisiveness. Make some random plays, take the risks. If they pay out huge against GE.
Well, that is well said for sure. And let's take a quick look at the player spotlight now coming in from both of these teams. Starting off with Global Esports, by the way, let's take a look at who exactly is going to be that explosive player from the side of Team Global Esports who's going to be on the spotlight today, and it is none other than Skills, the guy who absolutely plays everything. I mean, you can call him a duelist, you can call him a sentinel, He has been, on that sentinel role from quite some time now, but it always keeps switching. With global esports, you really can't expect them to, sort of stick to a specific lineup. They keep on experimenting and they keep on bringing these changes. So I guess starting with UCA, what exactly do you think about these stats coming out from the side of skills?
I mean, he plays everything and he's got these stats because he's got skills, right? 319 ACS
God.
on a KJ, like that's just some nasty shooting. And like skills is known exactly for that. His plays are what I just asked of INAZUMA. He makes them on the basis of his instinct, and his instinct is more often than not correct. He's able to continuously surprise his opponents and get away with plays that you simply don't expect people to make at that level. Skills continuously, he's the one who's adapting, and that's why he's able to play everything, because he understands the perspective, I feel, of every agent on the battlefield at the moment, and that's what makes him really, really special. Today I want to see if he continues with his sentinel role, or does he pick up a duelist. Maybe we see a capper duelist instead of skills. As you said, G, they're an entire Pandora's box by themselves.
Yeah, that's true. Let's take a quick look at the player spotlight coming out from the side of team INAZUMA and see who exactly is going to be that player who's going to be standing out from their side and might surprise us today. It's going to be none other than Spawn. Well, the guy who mains the duelist, Reina, kills 25, deaths 10, assists 0, 2 in ACS of a 375. The guy has gotten more ACS than skills as well, especially today if you have a head-to-head comparison. Now, I'll ask you this question, Aggressive. What do you think about Spawn, and how do you think he is going to be that wrench in the works of global esports today?
Spawn, this guy has way too much confidence on himself. Like every single time when I seen him in the match going up against the side of Team Insignia, he just mid-peaked the side of Ascent about 4 times, and he got a triple kill out of it while he was sprayed. This guy's spray control and gunplay is just so on point that the side of Global, they will be scared to try and peek against him, considering if they've seen what he was doing previously in his other matchups, and knowing Global, of course, they did look into the bots. They never underestimate their opponents, and they're always ready to take a lot of their fights. But here is where you need to consider something. That Spawn, yes, he has a lot of confidence. Yes, he's going to bring his A game down to the table, but will he be having the same level of confidence going up against the side of Global? Because if he does not have the same level of confidence, he's not going to be able to take a lot of those fights against their sides of Global. He has a lot of adaptability, he has the aim, and he has the raw aiming potential, but at the same time, he needs to try and bring his A game, and he needs to be ready to take a lot of these engagements, because Global, they're not going to go easy on him whatsoever.
That's true. And I guess, there are definitely a lot of questions popping up from the side of the viewers as well. So in order to answer all of those, we've got a small little interview coming out from, Skills and Spawn. So we're going to be starting off with Skills as to what exactly does he think he can do against Team INAZUMA today.
We are pretty confident against Team INAZUMA. It doesn't matter which team we face. We always have the same mentality, and we're just ready to roll. For me personally, I really don't have that much pressure because I just play for the tournament, not think about the past, not think about the future, just play for the present. As for the team, I think they have the same mentality as well. So no matter which tournaments we win, no matter which tournaments we lose, we just look forward to the next tournament, and that's how it should be whenever professional team is playing. According to me, it's going to be 2-0. If we play properly, if we have the right mentality, if we are confident, it's going to be an easy 2-0 for us.
Well, that was quite an insight coming out from the side of Skills, and I guess he definitely looks a lot pumped and excited for the match against INAZUMA. Now, let's see what Spawn has to say about this specific game against Global Esports and how exactly his team is, prepping themselves up for this specific game as well.
We are pretty much confident on our gameplay. Recently against Insignia, so we, if we get lost against GA as well, it would be a great learning phase for our team. So we are looking forward to adapt the meta as we have started very late as a team as well, and all the individuals are learning very fast, adapting the roles very fast. So it would be a great match against G. If we lose, still we'll like to learn a lot from them. I think we have very good chance to qualify from this group, as we have for all the teams are very great. We can't underestimate everyone. Each and every team are playing at their best, and winning the first game of the league, we are pretty much confident that we can end up qualifying from this group. So let's see how it goes on, but we are pretty much confident that we may qualify. It would be a great game if we beat one of the top teams in the top table as well. Against G, I think there are two players. All the players are doing their role pretty well. So, but the most important players would be Kappa and SK Rossi, because Kappa, the way he plays Sova, I think is the best Sova in India currently. And SK Rossi, we all know he can single-handedly damage the whole opponents. So it would be a challenging game for us as we are new to this game. But we would be taking precautions against him. We'll try to just avoid giving him first picks on the map. Plus, we'll try to be very precautious when if Kappa plays Sova on different maps as well. So it would be a challenging for us to overcome these two players. Mainly, it would be SK Rossi and Kappa from their side. My predictions for G would be obviously they are the best team, one of the best teams in the country, and coming towards playing against them would be a great challenge for us. I think we will be going very close on one or two maps, but we'll try to win at least one map against them. So my predictions would be 2-1 in their favor, or maybe 2-0. Both the maps would be close if we prepare the way we prepare, like to play them against them. So my predictions are 2-0 against them. Yeah.
Well, Spawn definitely had a lot to say about that specific match against Global Esports now, and I guess Spawn, he definitely has a lot to show in this specific match against Global Esports. So we are definitely looking forward to seeing him on the board right at the top for his specific team. But now let's quickly take a look at the veto, because I guess everyone in the chat is getting impatient, and they're like, just show us what exactly is the information coming out from this specific match, which maps are going to be played, and when is the match starting. So the match is going to start soon, but before that, let's take a quick look at the map veto, and our analyst, our birthday boy CA, is going to break it down for you.
This is just okay. INAZUMA, I have to give credit to them for the confidence coming in. But there is one player we didn't talk about actually filling in the duelist role that they've now just given prime opportunity to. Haven Phoenix Hellranger is a terror to watch, even without SK Rossi. He has that firepower to fill up, and I think he will be raring. It might even be skills Phoenix on Haven, but Haven in general for global esports, it's such a renowned map. They're known for their coordination, their adaptability, and their continuous ability to just sort of shut down what you want to do. So if INAZUMA are actually able to come out swinging on Haven, then this series suddenly becomes so exciting, because you can't be sure of how the other two maps will go. I think Haven is one of G's better maps. So INAZUMA throwing out the gauntlet early, I'm excited to see what they've got.
Well, aggressive. What do you think about the specific map veto on how exactly, INAZUMA are going to be able to beat Global Esports on two of their best maps, that is Haven and Split?
Biggest question in my eyes is why INAZUMA opted to go and put that Haven pick. Just as CA stated, this is a map where Global are really, really, really comfortable in. If they picked up the Ascent at the very beginning, yes, it was understandable. They would have that one map advantage in their favor as they were going on down onto map number 3. But at the same time, considering this, INAZUMA, they have their work cut out for them. Yes, they should be able to try and edge out a win down towards the side of Ascent. But looking at the map veto itself, in my eyes, it feels as though INAZUMA have lost out in the veto right at the get-go, because understandably, they should be picking up the Ascent first and then opting to go into Haven, and then the following map in particular, maybe Binder Split. Here, it's going to be a massive question mark of how the side of Team INAZUMA want to play this, because if they're feeling confident in the map of Haven, hey, who am I to say they should not be going for it?
Yeah, and I guess it truly is going to be a bloodbath on the server as well, because both of these teams have got some star-studded lineup, especially their duelists. So the duelists are definitely going to be putting in a lot of work as well. We are going to be watching everything happen in just a moment now, after the message from our sponsors, and the casters for the day are going to be CA and Aggressive. We're going to be diving straight into the game after the message from our sponsors. So this is your host, Assassin47, signing off for now. We are going to be going straight into the message from our sponsors and then into the game.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm CA, joined by Aggressive here on the Costas desk to bring you the matchup between Global Esports and Team INAZUMA. And damn, this matchup, we talked about it on the analyst desk, Aggressive. It's going to be really exciting, but even that just sort of adds to the pressure. What do you think we're going to see here in map 1?
Heading on over down to the map, Vito, we can try and break things down a little bit more. And we already talked about this on the analyst desk, and I've stated my opinion on why Haven shouldn't have been the first battleground for the side of Team INAZUMA. But at the same time, if they're feeling confident in it, I don't really want to say that they don't really have much of a chance. But at the same time, it's really hard to try and imagine a situation where the side of Team Global will lose on out, because we know how strong they are on this map in particular statistically. They have taken down the big dogs as well. They have proven themselves against the side of Velocity to be a juggernaut on the map of Haven in particular, and to bring it on back and try and take Global by the horns and take them down to one of their best maps. The side of Team INAZUMA, they have a lot of odds stacked against them. So moving on down forward, you really need to consider what they have in mind to bring them their A game. Maybe a Sky or maybe a Breach as well, to add a little bit of spice into the mix, or possibly a Euro. You never know. It's your birthday, so anything can happen.
Hey, I mean, if a Euro actually comes into play, I'll take that as a win to give for myself. I'll be ecstatic, man. But I'm not expecting that. I think for INAZUMA, actually, we might just see very old meta gameplay. I would be pleasantly surprised if they even brought an Astra into the picture, but that's a matter of, hey, let's find out. On the side of Global Esports, though, I wonder what Nightmare is going to pick up. He was switching up roles in his previous set, but that was when Hellranger was missing and he was filling up for that role. Now SK Rossi is missing and Nightmare 2K filling in there. So I'm excited to see what he's going to play, because it will affect what the entire team plays. I expect the Phoenix either for Hellranger or Skills, but if it's not the Phoenix, maybe Global Esports continue with what they've sort of recently picked up on Haven, the Silver Sky combination.
The thing is, the Silver side composition in my eyes is just so potent on this map in particular. Or at the same time, maybe we could see something a little bit different. The composition coming on down from the side of Team Liquid being the absolute no duelist composition, just taking control of the entire map and just holding W key, somewhat being like Scream and just being like, hey, I see a head, I go in for a one tap. Whenever I think of these type of scenarios, I think of Skills, I think of Hellranger, whose aim is just so on point that he just peeks the corner, one tap coming on down through, and using all the utility to set everything up. That's the current meta of the side of Valorant. You're basing a lot of your gunfights and a lot of your tactics based upon your own utility. But I'm pretty sure all of you have seen what's going to be happening down on the next patch. We shouldn't really talk about that here because this is still the old patch coming on through. But consider everything there. But at the same time, looking at the agent select screen, I think Code is just debating CA a little bit.
Yeah, it's locked in, so it definitely was. But for G, it's as we expected. The Sova Sky coming in, Kappa should be picking up that Sova. They're gonna play a no duelist composition, maybe. Nightmare 2K could pick up the Sage. He did play the Raze and Split, so it is gonna be the race for him. He's gonna continue on the duelist role, and I do like this. Continuing with their normal composition with that Sova, Sky, Astra, and Killjoy, and allowing Nightmare to pick up that raise. Not the jet we expect from SK Rossi, but close enough in terms of the explosibility, like onto side, the way he's able to create the space, and with an extra bit of utility to just add that teensy bit of spiciness and flavor to the matchup in general. I'm excited to see if he pops off, but Hellranger on the Sky, that's what I have my eye on right now. I know he can beat our Battle Sky that we see internationally, so I want to see more of those pop flashes, fake flashes even come out from Hellranger.
It's gonna be really interesting to see how Hellranger plays this guy on the map of Haven in particular, because there are a lot of different things that we can consider coming down from him. But at the same time, we also do need to consider something else. It's gonna be a raise on the map of Haven. And personally,
Yeah.
you know for a fact that I always give a different level of distaste to having that raised here because she cannot really get a lot of value out of her utility. Like, Master made me eat my words when he did play the raised out on this map in particular, but at the same time, I don't really see it having a lot of value. There are a lot of difficult situations that you do need to consider whenever you see that raise. The boombot not really getting a lot of value. The grenade clearing out one corner, but there are like 5 other corners you need to clear when you go down towards the A side or the C side. You need to worry about a lot of those things. And will Nightmare be able to be that explosive flagger for the side of GE? That is the real question.
Yeah, definitely. I think Nightmare, I assume he is a raised main or at least comfortable with the raise because he was playing it on split as well the last time Global Esports played with him. So now picking it up on Haven, it's not easy to make it work, but given his comfort with raise and the fact that he has Hellranger for an IGL, I'm sure they will find ideal spots for him to fit into the composition, especially considering they're starting on the defense. I think if any of the sides is easier for the race to play on Haven, definitely the defense, because then your grenade and boombot actually give you a lot of value even on retake scenarios where you can get that, use that to get the information. We'll see how GE do play it out though, because the general defaults that you expect to see from GE are a lot more info focused, playing the Sova and Sky on separate parts of the map to understand how the opponent is playing and then sort of punish them in the future rounds or even that round for their particular tendencies. I think we do have a bit of a technical issue, but we will get maps started really soon. I will want to talk a little bit about INAZUMA though. They have that Reina again. They have that Reina Killjoy combo. We saw this previously as well against Insignia. And it's Spawn on the Reina. He's one of the most consistent players against Insignia. Do you think he can live up to that level of consistency here in this matchup against Global Esports?
The thing is that for the side of Team Inazuma, once again, like we were talking about this back in the Insignia match as well, they rely a lot more on their gunfights. They rely less on their utility. And going up against the sheer amount of utility from the side of Global Esports, Spawn, he could have a lot of problems trying to get a lot of the value going on through, but at the same time, it could also work out in his favor because if GE are not trying to be overly aggressive down onto him, he should be able to get a couple of kills for himself as well. But looking down onto the side of mid, it's going to be Kappa getting the first initial fight down onto Nightmare to take him on down out. And a little bit too aggressive from the side of the Killjoy, already dying on out. And the man advantage now goes in the favor of the side of GE.
Killjoy being down, meaning the flanks are uncovered. Now Spawn is trying to make something happen while his team fights on the other side of the map. You see Spawn, he takes down Hellranger, and that's some space opened up. The Reina doing her job, gonna be able to push in all the way to A side. Her team now coming in on the rotation. You see GE, they're trying to regroup. Lightning Fast trying to backtail his way into sight, but he just ends up in the crosshair of Spawn. The double kill coming through for the Reina. She is in full raid boss mode with the 150 HP. She's over here, but as you can notice, over here running out, he needs a duel soon, and he gets exactly that. The heal coming through. On almost finding the 4K, but will get taken out by Kappa. Does leave him at just 60 HP to aggressive. So now 2 versus 3, just Kappa and Nightmare. This is looking like a very difficult retake.
Retake has just gotten even harder with all the positions now revealed. They know for a fact where they're going to be holding an Omkar. Beautiful peek coming down from him. Using the Econ Dart as a pseudo flash to go in for that swing. Beautifully done. And it's going to be going to get another one for himself as well. And with that, that's the first initial round going on down the side of Team INAZUMA. And it feels as though their raw aggression down pushing into the side of A and Spawn getting that first initial kill just caught everyone off guard. Lightning Fast, he was just not ready for any of that. He was like, hey, probably no one is holding down from inside of the side. He's probably still holding down from the side of A short or A long. But Spawn is like, no, no, no. I walked into the side and I'm gonna kill you days first.
I think Lightning Fast should be expecting Spawn to be there, considering Hellranger died in the lock area. Like, Spawn, the natural move for him would be to take more control and just sort of deny that space from Global Esports. But irrespective, that was just the pistol. We'll give Global Esports just a second to get accumulated, but in that time, we'll see how much advantage INAZUMA can take out of the fact that they won the pistol round. They have a lot of momentum. Now, Kappa, he dinks Cone, but takes more damage to himself, leaving him down really low. He's gonna back up, take out the recon bolt, and set up his utility to stop the pushes. Fired up with an aggressive dash in, but Skills takes him out. Nice chiming in with another. Suddenly, Global Esports are answering back. Now, Night Zera and Spawn get 1 kill each. The weapon advantage really coming in strong for the side of INAZUMA here. Now, Spawn holding this angle. He has a Phantom to himself. As Lightning Fast down really low, he's gonna get flashed out, so backs up a little bit, but does have Cone for his anti-flash posing. Cone will end up getting flashed himself after he gets one, but Spawn and Cone still holding the C-long angle. They're getting all the 5+ kills moving in. He gets one. Spawn takes him out, but that's some huge damage by Global Esports. INAZUMA. A good round for INAZUMA to win, though.
That was such a good round coming on down from the side of Global, taking out 3 members and causing them to buy guns again. With consideration that Spawn, he actually opted to go in for a Phantom buy for himself as well. That means that all of the members of the side of Team INAZUMA now need to opt to go in for the full buys to try and make sure that they give enough support to the Reyna. That basically means that no bonus round coming on down from their side. They need to opt to go in for those force buys. So if the side of GE are able to win out on their gun round, they are forcing the entirety of INAZUMA into an almost impossible situation to try and go in for another buy if they lose out here. Moving on down forward, Hellranger going up against the side of Spawn. Will he be able to get this first initial kill? It's going to be the real question. But Spawn able to slip away right in the bare second that Hellranger backed on off. And with the Trailblazer swoon coming on through, Hellranger, he can easily go in for that swing. But he's playing it slow, and he doesn't want to give much information away.
Firedove actually gets the opening kill, and that's humongous. They're making the fact that they got damage count by picking up those superior weapons. The Vandals coming up huge. Now Spawn trying to cause a lot of chaos in A, while his team is actually using it as a bait to switch on to the C side. The drone revealing all of the Killjoy utility placed towards the entry of C. That should deter INAZUMA from pushing in, but no, scratch that. They're fully committed to the C side. Now going in aggressively. The paranoia coming in is combined with the recon board. It's Spawn to lead the charge. He gets the first kill. Now going to set up the rear to allow his team to enter. It's Kappa with the first headshot, but gets instantly traded out. INAZUMA with full control. The pop flash for Hellranger, but he just gets taken out instantly. INAZUMA coming up huge on their first map right now. And Lightning Fast, he can only get 1 kill worth of damage. That's going to be 3-0 for INAZUMA. This is why they picked up Haven.
Eat my words, because honestly speaking, the way that Team INAZUMA are just able to take a lot of these gunfights really are showcasing why they are such a strong team. They're able to win out on those gunfights. They're playing for the trades. They're opting to go in for those 2v1 peaks. And they're always able to isolate the members of the side of Team GE. And the fact that GE are not really playing to try and circumvent all of those is a little bit of a question mark in my eyes. Maybe go in for the pushes together, maybe try and build something a little bit more different. But Lightning Fast is like, yeah, maybe I can go in for the swing, maybe I can go in for a kill, but at the same time, Hellranger, he finally gets his revenge kill down on the Spawn. Beautiful beautiful Sheriff 1 taps coming on down from him. And with that, they're gonna be able to stabilize, and Lightning Fast is like, yep, I'm gonna stabilize for myself as well, trying to go in for that shot. He just needed a bare 0.5 seconds to try and maybe go in for another kill. Not gonna be able to find that one out. Instead, it's gonna be fired up. Ready? Gets an easy kill down onto Hellranger to take him on down out. That's gonna be 0-4 on the scorecards, but at the same time, a decent eco to say the very least.
Straight up though, Astra is my wife. Like the agent's reaction to Lightning Fast 1 tap, she was like, ooh, and that's literally me. I just for a second got so surprised. I feel that vibe, you know? She literally said exactly what was on my mind, and I feel it. Like definitely Astra, the chick. I think the agent. I think definitely understand out of this entire setup in Valorant. But 4-0 right now for INAZUMA. Spawn 8-2. We asked the big question starting up today. Can Spawn maintain his consistency that he had against Insignia? And he's continuously able to do that. He's not doing it in a traditional role, not the normal entry fragger, but I like the way he's playing on Haven, continuously spreading himself out, looking for the initial gunfights, and then regrouping with the team once he's got some info or some advantages. You can see it in this round. He baited out that op shot towards the A side. Now instead coming through on the push for his team on the C side. But all of this, again, INAZUMA playing very, very well. They're using the time factor in the round and the space very well. They got spawned very aggressive into C. Now with the Empress on, I think they're going to wait for his first engagement. As soon as he's able to get a kill, it's going to be the execute time for Team INAZUMA. It's going to be Henry just showing up first. Gets the soul off, will be able to proc the invisibility and his teammate to cover his back. Knight Zera will take him down, and that spawn going for the double dip, and INAZUMA are playing this perfect.
What is happening here? This is so incredible coming out now from the side of Team INAZUMA, ladies and gentlemen. I love the fact that Spot opted to go in for that peek. Wait until he spotted out skills, and he's like, okay, I spotted out skills. I'm gonna take my dismiss. I'm gonna run on back. And at the same time, it was Zera holding it down from the back end corner. He was able to shut everyone down. Spawn coming in for the last final kill down on the Kappa as well. Using that Empress to his own arsenal. But at the same time, now with the operator in the hands of the side of Team INAZUMA, they have the massive investment coming on now from the side of GE down onto their side. The underdogs are taking the side of GE by storm. And now on the 0-5 scoreline, CA, things are looking dark because if GE are not able to take at the bare minimum one round right here and right now, yes, of course it's gonna be an eco, but if they're not able to take it out as a thrifty, I think moving down the line, things are just gonna get a lot more harder.
Now you see, Global Esports, they're pushing aggressively on multiple fronts in mid and A, trying to get some information for themselves. But right now, they're just being held. INAZUMA are expecting this sort of aggressive push from Global Esports, and they're gonna hold their positions, waiting for something. The revolver combo actually snaps out. Nightman wins the battle against Spawn, takes down the top fragger for INAZUMA, and now trying to just hold on. His position known, he did get traded out, but his factor for the Spawn, I will definitely take that trade, and it allows a chaos for Lightning Fast to move in. Global Esports taking advantage of a different side of the map to push in here, get another kill for themselves, and right now 4-3, they've got the man advantage for themselves, but with no weapon picked up, the weapon advantage still for INAZUMA. What a flick from Fired Up to show their weapons advantage. Makes it 3v3. Now Global Esports are going to try to pick up a weapon, play on their ultimates to pull this round out.
That was a little bit too close for comfort, but at the same time, I guess I understood what he wanted to do. I think Hellraiser thought that his ultimate actually went on through, but it actually didn't. He can't use his ultimate! Oh no, Hellraiser!
Wait, what?
Yeah, he can't use his ultimate. He's been trying to use his ultimate about 3 times. It's not popping. With that, this could be a detrimental fact for their side, but at the same time, Lightning Fast and skills are like, yeah, it's alright. Don't worry about it, Hellraiser. We'll make sure to try and bring things back for you. But at the same time, that's a little bit of an oof moment. Hellraiser not being able to use the ultimate? The Seekers are not working?
Yeah, I wonder if that's a round bug or if it's a map bug. Because if it's a map bug, I think we might have to figure out what we're gonna do about it. Irrespective, we're gonna find out soon enough. Talking about the last round, a beautiful thrifty from Global Esports. They used Helmet 2K actually, causing the chaos over at A lobby to get aggressive on towards Garage, getting another pick there. Allows them to then, when the presence of INAZUMA is pulled towards the garage area, Hellranger moves in, picks up a weapon for himself, and on the other side of the map, Global Esports hold on strong. Just shares the one taps came through. They picked up that thrifty just as you asked, aggressive, and they're going to be rewarded with weapons to go along with them in this next round. That combined with the fact that they've got 5 ultimates to their name, I think Global Esports might just be starting to just get into full power. Like the engine is on, car is ready, the gears are set. I think Global Esports about to explode.
Global with this round in their favor. Finally, they have the momentum on their side, but at the same time, they cannot underestimate any of the members of the side of Team INAZUMA because yes, they were able to win on the round. Yes, they were able to get a couple of guns for themselves. Yes, they have the operator in their side once more. But Team INAZUMA, they're 4 rounds on top of you, so they need to be super careful. Hellranger opting to go in for an aggressive flash to try and get a little bit of information, to try and understand where the members of the side of Team INAZUMA could be holding. But it feels as though they're going to be playing it slow, they're going to be playing it systematically, understanding that now that GE have a couple of guns on their side, now that they are a lot more confident in what they want to do, we need to be playing it a lot more safe. We need to try and understand how a lot of the movements could come on down from their side. And it feels as though Team INAZUMA, they're expecting the A side to be empty. They're going in for an A side hit, but from the side of GE, they're going full dibs down towards the C side and towards this B side. But instead, Team INAZUMA, they make the massive brain play. They're hitting on down towards the side B instead.
I think Global Esports actually want to play A on retake aggressive. You see that Killjoy, the way she's playing? The alarm bot setup with her ultimate, A side becomes such an easy side to retake, and they're doing exactly that. The lockdown is going to come down. Now Kappa trying to break the lockdown down for the other team. Be able to do so. Instead, now Global Esports realize that pressure has been averted from A. They need to check the C side, and that's exactly what they do. Lightning Fast gets that opening kill, and I think, again, we're seeing a bit of an issue here with Hellranger's ultimate. Will resolve this as soon as this round is done. But right now, Global Esports, they're playing the time factor beautifully. INAZUMA, he spotted Kappa though, and he's trying to go through on the flank, but he's got kills on his own flank in every single angle. Players over the map with Global Esports, they've got the advantage positions. Lightning Fast and Skills picking up one player each, meaning fired up plus understanding. He's gonna have to save his weapon. That's the second round picked up for GE.
That was a beautiful run coming on down from them. Complete map control all over the entire place. And with that, they should be really happy to say at the very least, because consider something. The fact that they were able to get this round for themselves basically just gets another huge disadvantage when it comes down to the side of Team INAZUMA, because now their money is not in a really good place. Other than Omkar, a lot of their members are not going to be able to try and hold down strong. And moving on down forward, I'm really looking to see how the side of GE are going to be playing a lot of their following consecutive rounds, because in this round in particular, they were able to establish a lot of aggressive map control, and as you just stated, in the last round in particular, they played the A side down for the retake instead, understanding that, knowing that Nightzera will have the Killjoy ultimate, Kappa held on to his Hunter's Fury, waited until he was able to pop it, and then destroy it almost immediately to bring it back down for their side. And now, that things are just a little bit much more stabilized, they should be happy to say the very least. But one more issue is there from the side of GE, CA, and I think you know what. The Seekers still don't work.
Yeah, Rito said no. To Seekers, no, I'm kidding. That game particularly has some sort of technical issue, but it's completely okay. I love this feature in the game. There is an ability to just restart where it was, so that I think exactly what our admin team is going to be doing in the background. But that gives us a second to talk about the game itself. 2-5 right now. Assuming the Seekers are back online, Global Esports still have that ultimate advantage, have that Astra ult left, and they have that Seekers as well. So going into the next few rounds, I think they're going to be feeling a lot more comfortable. But INAZUMA still, it's not over. Given the fact that they won 5 rounds back-to-back, their eco is solid, so they still have a couple more buys left. I think it's just a matter of making sure they're able to capitalize on at least one of those buys. You need to go away from the attacking side of this map with a lead because of the fact that this is your map and the fact that this is even. So INAZUMA need to make sure they just maintain their lead. 5-2 right now. If they can just keep that 3-round gap, maybe take it to like 8-4 or 7-5, I think it'll be perfect for them.
They need to try and bring back a little bit more. In my eyes, if they want to have the best possible chance to try and get this win out, their attacking side is supposedly the much more stronger side in comparison, because when you think of the raw utility from the side of GE, they should have a lot more of an easier time, because we know how strong they are when it comes down to coordinating a lot of their attacks. But at the same time, they also have a massive disadvantage being the Raze, because the Raze, as soon as she goes down towards the attacking side, things are just going to get a lot more harder for the side of Nightmare to try and get a lot of value out of his own utility. He needs to rely a lot more of his gunfight potential. He needs to rely much more towards his team to set him up for a lot of his gunfights, because Raze herself trying to set up those engagements by herself to try and take favorable fights, not really going to be happening as frequently, especially considering how Team INAZUMA are playing a lot of their situations. They're playing purely based upon more advantageous gunfights instead of trying to take 1v1 duels where they have to rely on their aim purely to give them that advantage. the side of Team Inazuma are playing for off angles. They're using their utility to flush out corners, or maybe use a smoke to cause the side of GE to try and second guess themselves and push themselves forward. But at the same time, GE, they've understood that, hey, we don't really need to take these 1v1 duels. We can easily just go in for trades, take those wins against the side of Team Inazuma, because we are the better team when it comes to the raw trade potential.
Absolutely. We're back in game though. Everything's set up real sweet. And Global Esports, they will be going into this round with that ultimate advantage. Still playing A on retake. Like, I think given the fact that they have that Killjoy ult as well as the Seekers online, makes them very confident to be able to retake that side. So they're going to stack up on the others instead. Now, Nightman 2K has got himself a very aggressive push down into Ceylon Cubby, and I think he might just be rewarded for his patience right here. Lightning Fast is going to spot out the couple members of INAZUMA that are getting into the seaside, but Nightman 2K is spotted out by the drone. Now is where his utility actually comes into use. He's able to use that to make sure that they don't push him in, take him out, and the backup from Lightning Fast to ensure that he is being held on. And Nightman 2K trying to just hop on out of there and using the sacrifice is able to do exactly that. Instead, you can see INAZUMA, they've used all of this time and presence towards that seaside to take advantage. Spawn already in A, and that's why their sights are.
Slowly but surely making that push happen at Spawn. He's literally down inside of the A side once again. This could work out in his favor, but at the same time, it could backfire almost instantly. But Spawn, you understand that, hey, I don't need to be aggressive. I can just hold down from inside of the site and expect a push to come on down from the side of mid. Nightzera, he does get spotted on out, and Kappa, he has his phone number. Nightzera's like, nah, I don't want to pick up this call. Kappa, I don't like you. I'm just going to walk away down towards this C-set and go in for a massive flank for myself as well. But at the same time, the defender Killjoy ultimate has now gone through, and look at the position of those stars, ladies and gentlemen. Spawn, he's actually going to be able to survive, but it's not for long because Nightling Fast, he wasn't ready for it. He was holding up from the back end corner. Two players have been detained, and they have nowhere to run, and they have nowhere to hide. Skills gets an easy DPS going on through. Good utility usage coming on down, ladies and gentlemen, from the side of GE, and that's why I love the Astra Killjoy combination. There is nowhere for you to run, especially when you put that lockdown down towards the A side.
That was just completely choreographed, perfect retake from the side of Global Esports. They play that so well aggressive. Like, two players detained, but what I particularly saw on the mini-map that we didn't get to see was the entire flank of Nightzera continuously shut down by Kappa. He's tracking him continuously, making sure that there is no way he disrupts the retake of Global Esports, and he makes sure that that flank leads to no actual advantage for INAZUMA. Global Esports now picking up 3 rounds back to back, meaning that they have that momentum in stride for them. They have the ability to keep pushing forward. And as you said, I think the attacking side really, really important for Team INAZUMA, because Global Esports are the sort of team, you've already seen it in the defense itself, using the tactical advantage they have on the basis of their agents' resources or abilities. They're able to create small spaces, small pockets where they have a full advantage, and that's where I think attacking side just gives them a lot more opportunities. INAZUMA really need to pick up the pace, and I think need to switch up their playstyle a little bit. Spawn, I feel like he keeps going on towards the A side because it's empty, but they're giving him the respect and leaving it open. Maybe it's time for Spawn to start challenging.
Exactly. Like, Spawn makes his way down towards that A side. He has full A side control, but he's not trying to force the issue. Maybe try and go a little bit more deeper, get some information to say the very least. Maybe just throw out a leer down towards that A spawn position, a defender side spawn position, and then just try and bring back maybe that little bit of an advantage. Maybe get some information. Maybe someone's holding down from the right side or the left side. You understand what do you expect coming on down from the side of your opponents. But at the same time, we also do need to consider they're not tracking the ultimates from the side of GE. GE just literally waited for them to be like, hey, try and take over the A side. I dare you. I double dare you. And that's exactly what Team INAZUMA did. And they went into the awaiting arms of GE. Oh, Skills is like, I'm just going to place my lockdown. We have a couple of Astral Stars coming on down from the side of Lightning Fast. What are you going to do now? There's absolutely nothing that you can do to try and bring this round back in your favor. And with that, they are able to go in for an easy retake down towards that A side. And as you stated before previously, the A side retake is just so simple, especially when you have that Killjoy and Astra in your arsenal. So you really need to be careful when you're on the side of Team INAZUMA. Track the ultimates from the side of GE, because their ultimates are the main thing that will give them the win in a lot of these following consecutive rounds for the defender side. as soon as that Showstopper is online, as soon as that Cosmic Divide is online, things are just gonna get a lot more harder.
I have to appreciate GE though. The tactical simplicity yet brilliance of this strat. They used all of their utility early to get information. The Sky Wolf is used, the Sova drone, the Sova dart, everything used to make sure that no presence from INAZUMA is maintained towards that mid or C area, because they're like, what? When they take A, because they will take A, because we're going to fully deny them B and C, we will tell them, hey, you can go take A, and then we will pop the lockdown in their face, and then it's just W gaming. Like Spawn, he managed to get one kill in the lockdown itself, but it doesn't matter because it's full W from the entire squad. Because you know what? They can W. They don't have any of their utility since they've already used it to get that control. Making sure to use their resources at the right time in a particular round is why GE is such a behemoth. They understand their game plan, their strategy way better than anybody ever can. And it just makes them all the more scary for it. Now, I think, like, given the fact that they have used the KJ lockdown, maybe INAZUMA consider that, hey, we can't really, take that site for free. But at the same time, they have that Sky ultimate, they have that Astro ultimate. The hardest part about, like, retaking A is the crossfires the enemy team is able to set up. But a Sky ultimate and an Astro ultimate, both brilliant at shutting down those crossfires. I think we do have a small problem though with the lobby, and we will be resetting it really, really quick. Nothing changes about the match. It's still 3-5. The ultimates are as they are. The players are as they are. Just a quick reset as we just solve a couple of technical issues. In the meantime, you can make sure to hit that subscribe button, get your likes on going for the stream, get the notification bell on as well, because you don't want to miss a single second of that action. Check out the links in the description below for all of the amazing offers available for yourself, and we'll be back in a jiffy with the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. See you there. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're back to continue the matchup between Global Esports and Team INAZUMA, and instantly we're going to get into action aggressive. It's going to be the garage push. Spawn just wants to get going, but the gravity well is just denying him. And aggressive, that starts us off. GE will get the first blood.
A little bit too much noise coming on down from the side of Spawn, especially when you consider the Astro Star being there. That should not have happened right then and there. At the same time, Skills, he's still alive, but INAZUMA, he gets a beautiful wallbang shot down onto one, and Garage Control has now once again been in their control, but at the same time, lightning fast. He smells out INAZUMA right on the right side. You can easily go in for that kill, spots out the gun barrel, an easy couple of shots coming on down from him to take him down straight through that wall, and the Seekers finally have been UCing. Hellraiser, he's gonna be so happy.
And that's how you know why we took the rush. Those Seekers coming in right there. Now the move board gives away more of the information that Global Esports need to go for the retake. The Cosmic Divide to set them up, but fired up and go for the swing into the smoke. It's down Hellranger and will back up now. Needs to cover his team for the point, and he's gonna do exactly that. Kone and Omkar get one each. Despite Lightning Fast taking one member down, it's still INAZUMA with the lead. Kappa, last agent standing for Global Esports, has an AWP in his hand. Should likely go for the save, but maybe if he can land the shot, he could go in for the push. Kappa with the AWP in the frenzy to pick up the double and the clutch. Will maintain Global Esports win streak, will maintain the momentum, and will maintain clutch power that he is known for. Kappa coming up huge, man. That was a sick round.
Kappa on the operator. It's been a long time since I've last seen him on this, but at the same time, honestly speaking, just so clean coming on down from him, using that first initial operator key to get that kill down and fired up, and he was already expecting it because of the paranoia coming on down from the side of Omkar a little bit too early. He could have just pushed up the paranoia just a tiny little bit and caught off Kappa pretty much instantly. That exactly did not happen, and that's gonna kind of hurt him down in the long run. But at the same time, with this round now going in their favor, GE, they're gonna be able to stabilize themselves even further. 4 and 5 on the scorecards, 4-round consecutive wins, down for their side. And with that, they're going to be on their route to try and take this down to an even Steven and possibly look it down at a 7 and 5 scoreline. Because moving on down forward, that 7 and 5 scoreline just becomes even more important for their side, because considering their composition, things could go south really quickly if they don't have that little bit of a leeway on that 7 and 5.
Absolutely. I think INAZUMA need to try to pull back a lead here. They've lost the 4 rounds back to back, and you can see that Eco is hurting. They've got the bars full in this round, but with INAZUMA on a light shield, you can sense the fact that Eco really not ideally distributed among the utilities as they would like it. They are playing much more cautious than they have in the previous rounds. The slow approach with the drone leading the charge. Wolf for Hellranger does come out, gets a lot of information, but it's Kappa. Kappa getting the first kill on Elon, making the impact of the operator really count. He's like, hey, no SK Rossi, no problem. I'll pick up the operator, show off my solo offing skills. Now fired up, trying to move into this team aggressively, takes down Ironman 2K and will back off. They're gonna try to use that presence to reset themselves, regroup, and try to go for the C side. They need to make a move in the next 10 seconds though, because GE, they've got the utility, they're getting the information.
Trying to move around the map and trying to see what they can find, because now with that first initial kill going on down to the side of Nightmare, they don't really have a lot to work with, but at the same time, Nightmare's like, yeah, let me just put my own volley down on forward, and Hellraiser's like, yeah, thanks for the flash. I'm gonna go on down forward, I'm gonna get a beautiful shot down to fire down to take him on down now, and with that, it's gonna be going on down to a 4 versus 3 situation. INAZUMA making a massive flank down from the back end as well. Maybe he's gonna be able to get that one kill, but he's not gonna be able to find out much because Skills, he's shutting everyone down, and INAZUMA, he's on a beautiful flank waiting for the smoke to dissipate, but at the same time, he's waiting for too long because Hellraiser already turned on around. He's gonna be able to spot him out because the gun barrel shows up first. That's why whenever you're pushing down from outside of an Omen smoke, you need to turn your gun away and then swing the corner. Otherwise, they're gonna be the ones to have that advantage as you're walking from that Omen smoke. Hellranger spots out the gun barrel to take him on down out. And with that, that was a good flank, but INAZUMA, he waited too long to execute it.
Yeah, I feel like at that point, GE, the amount of info they have in their composition, they know which angles people were at previously, and therefore naturally can assume, hey, he was around that mid area, likely he's on the CT flank. Hellranger ready for him. I can see as this round starts, it is going to be the eco for the side of INAZUMA. GE now on a 5-round winning streak. Will they take it all the way to the end of the round? We'll have to see. The recon bolt coming out from the side of Kappa gets a little bit of information, but it's not all of it. Instead, you can see he's gonna hold it down towards that source angle. Barely, the timing is so clutch on this, but Kappa with the flick. Kappa gets the first kill, and Hellranger will chime in with another. Okan did get a trade on the other side of the map. Aggressive and Horn with another. So the eco right now going deep for INAZUMA.
Oh my god, Kappa, he's just so dead. If he gets a kill, I'll be amazed. But he's not gonna be able to find it. Instead, it's gonna be Spawn getting that first initial kill down to him. Omkar gonna be able to switch himself down towards that operator for himself as well. But at the same time, Spawn, he's not looking at the right side. And Skill just chimes it down from that corner. He's gonna be able to get an easy shot down on the Omkar to take him on down. Cone stuck in an almost impossible situation going on down in this 1 versus 2. He has the spike in his hand, but at the same time, if he tries to go in for a cross, he's just dead. But here,
Wait, took away the turret.
30 seconds
the
left.
turret's not just gonna be there at Skills. He just took it away at the wrong second. But at the same time, the push is still gonna be going on through Cone. He really doesn't have a lot of time. If he wanted to go in for a fast rotation, he should have done it a lot more earlier. Skills goes in for an easy headshot. Tag down to 35 HP. Tag down to 6. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Skills is gonna be the one to finish him down off. And that's gonna be 6 and 5 on the scorecards. And at the same time, we have to give it to Kappa. That flick was just so crucial to start at the start of everything for their side.
Man, I will say that, like, the biggest thing that we expect to be missing from global esports with SK Rossi being slightly unwell is the operator impact for Kappa, I don't know, Sniper Pa. Like, how many names is he gonna make for himself? The Sova traditionally carries that Sniper when you pick him in Agent Select, and Kappa is like the perfect rendition of that Sova in real life. Again, on the operator, we'll start off with his perspective for this round. The C-Long peak gonna come in. Gone not gonna give him a peek just yet. Instead, you can see INAZUMA, they want to go for that A, but we've seen this play before from GE Aggressive. The alarm bot for the CT info, the KJ ult ready. Global Esports happy to play A for retake, and INAZUMA, I don't think they know how to sort of get their way out of this.
Now with the push being made down from the side of Omkar, they're making their way down, but at the same time, you need to remember something. This is the same play that they did previously. The A side completely empty. They want to play for that retake, and if Team INAZUMA are not able to be aggressive down towards a different sideline, things could just go horribly wrong. But at the same time, Kappa, he has his own 100 spirit, but he doesn't want to use it at all to try and bring it back from their side. He's pretty much on the other side of the map, so he's not going to be able to reach it. They want to give this A side away completely towards the side of Team INAZUMA and go in for a complete post line, but the Seekers are going to be going on through, spots out Omkar down on the top end, so he needs to back on off, using in the shadows to try and bring himself back into a better position. But at the same time, he's actually using the ult to go back into the corner once again. That could work out. That could just be the thing that they need to bring everything down. If Omkar is able to get this kill down on the lightning flash, things would just be so beautiful for him, but lightning flash instead just Spawn him out. Spawn is going to be able to get one more kill. Nags are coming on now from sidelines as well. Spawn just making his holding his W key down, using his distance to get all of the advantages down from their side, but lightning flash straight from the side of heaven. He's going to be able to drop one down. There's not really a lot of time. They cannot get this spike if he was going on through, and a beautiful round, ladies and gentlemen, coming on down from the side of Team INAZUMA to bring this round back in their favor. Things started off on the right foot, but they wasted so much time trying to go in for that rotation, and Kappa not being close enough. CA, it felt as though Team INAZUMA, they had that advantage from the very beginning.
I think the call from the side of Global Esports or Kappa, I'm not sure who made the call, but the call to not trade out the Hunter's Fury for Attacker's Killjoy Ultimate was not the right one, because that Killjoy Ultimate, not only did it allow them to get onto side, but it allowed them to take forward positions. Forward positions that made it very hard for GE to instantly go for the retake. Instead, they had to clear those forward positions with the Sky Ultimate and then go for the ult. And even after the ult, they couldn't W into the side the way they had done previously. They had to clear out one corner at a time. That delay time by time by the side of INAZUMA, combined with Spawn on his Empress using that delay to just get the kills in, get the resets. INAZUMA come up huge. They stop the win streak and they reset the pressure going into the next round, keeping it even slate 6-6. But GE on attack on Haven, that's going to be a spectacle to watch. You already know it. They've spread themselves across the map. They've got a 2 kills already, and they're going to use that kill to try and force this A presence. I think maybe take the Sova down, then go for a rotate.
So was just on his lonesome, and with the outdoor going on through, yeah, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's gonna get spotted on out as well. The gravity wall comes on through as well, and he's not really gonna have a nice save, but it feels as though he could have a nice save. Right click goes on down left, right click goes on down right. It's gonna be Hellranger to bite the bullet down from that classic, but he's already down already. INAZUMA wants to make a push happen, but Skills is like, no, no, no. Where are you going, my little sister? I'm gonna be the one to take you down out. With that, Omkar is the last member remaining going on down into this 1 versus 4. And all the members on the side of GE, they're running around like cockroaches down towards that B side with the fight going on through. Omkar, he has a lot of work cut out for him to beat that Exterminator for the side of GE.
And this is my favorite part about global esports on attack. They always have presence on a different side of the map from the side they're already committing to, right? To elaborate, like in this particular round, the way they use a lot of utility, they use the gravity well, they use the sky flash, and they use the drone even combined with the recon bolt, all just to clear out that Sova. But while they're doing all that, they're like, not only are we taking the A shot angle from you, we also have our lurker, we have our killjoy, slowly taking B away from you, and as soon as we make you think we're committing to A shot, that's when we rotate. We go over to B and it's completely free for us. Global esports always thinking one step ahead. And they'll let them weapons benefit here in the second round. They have the Spectres for themselves, the Phantom for lightning fast. The buys are coming on through. Now it's just a matter of making those buys count, making sure not to allow INAZUMA to take away any damage. But knowing INAZUMA, knowing the right click potential of that classic aggressive, I know for a fact anything can happen.
Down towards this round in particular, all the members of GE are making their way down towards that C side, and this C side execute is absolutely free. All the members of the side of Team INAZUMA now need to go in for a 5 versus 5 retake when they're at the gun disadvantage. And with Lightning Fast holding down a Phantom in his hand, things could go horribly wrong for the side of GE, or things could just be perfect for them in the long.
Nightmare able to shut down the flank. That means he's got full garage control. The retake players now trying to take him down, but he's taking them down instead. Nightmare just expecting he's gonna find the triple. Now looking for a squad and he'll find it. Can he get the ace? Will they give it to the sub Hellranger? Now, come on, you've got to give Nightmare the ace in that moment. But hey, it's all chill. A flawless round will give them a free bonus in the next aggressive.
That'll be a really crucial bonus as well, because now that they're able to stabilize their economy and try and go in for a proper stabilization of their eco, in the long run they're going to be super happy, because a lot of their members did opt to go in for that Phantom Bite in particular. And the fact that Nightmare was able to get 4 kills down consecutively basically means that now his showstopper is going to come back a lot more quicker as well. And having that showstopper for an execution just is so crucial. And if he's able to get those 2 ult orbs and maybe that 1 kill coming on down from his side, the execution's just going to get a lot more simpler moving on down forward down the line. But it feels as though he had not opted to use his satchel packs, and he has nothing to work with when it comes down to a fast execute down into the site.
Yeah, bit question mark situation where Global Esports gonna try to force the issue on their bonus down onto A side. They've got the information of Fired Up's position, know that there is at least 2 people on this A side, which means I think they're set gonna try to just trade out a lot of utility here and then go for the rotate. But unlike their usual play, they don't have skills lurking in this particular situation. So possible late commit from Global Esports, just waiting for the rotates, the mistakes from the side of INAZUMA. But INAZUMA disciplined, they are not moving at all. They're making sure to hold their angles, and right now Fired Up on this angle, I think he might just be rewarded in a second.
Fired Up, I love the fact that he opted to go in for a fake drop sound before he did pretty much anything. But now Hellranger, he gave away his position. The flashes are going to be going on through as well. He has nowhere to go and he has nowhere to run. Beautiful utility usage coming on out from the side of the healing together. Right in the back, there was going to be a boom bot to try and take down one. Small's going to be good for 1, but he's not going to be good for a second. With that, Lightning Fast just sends a bullet into his skull. Take him on down out. And with that, Omkar and INAZUMA, they have that chance to try and go in for a possible retake. But with the turret now spotting him out, the heal also going on through, they're going to be really happy to say the very least. But Omkar could easily get 1 kill, because GE, they're not going in for that peak just yet. And it's going to be INAZUMA with the first initial kill, Omkar with another. And now it's just up to Skills to try and bring it back for their side. Will he be able to clutch this one out? It's a real question. Not really a lot of time. No spike has been touched just yet. Easily he could go in for that swing, but Skills, you understand that he's not gonna be able to go in for that swing. He's not gonna be able to go in for the shots, but Skills is actually gonna be able to find out one onto Nightzera, and with this, will Omkar be able to find it? He's not gonna be able to, and Skills comes in with a beautiful clutch to take everyone out. Nicely done from the side of Skills, ladies and gentlemen. And for the side of Team INAZUMA, a little bit questionable when it came down to the retake, to say the very least.
Kills with the 1v1 or 1v2, I guess, reads. He just knew. Like, look at him. Like, we see on the instant replay, the first fake diffuse, he goes back and sprays so that he's not going to reveal his position in the smoke and get sprayed out. Then he knows that they're not going to go for the diffuse, so waits it out. As soon as he takes one person out, here's the aggressive push from the Omen. Steps back again, Skills out reading his opponents to win the bonus for Global Esports. And Global Esports, just like INAZUMA did in their first half, are taking an aggressive advantage in these rounds. Now, Lightning Fast moving in. He's that entry fragger, baby. He's making that Astra a duelist. He's on the top frag, and he's already got the first blood for himself. Nightmare chiming in with another. Now, Spawn sets the flow. He's able to pick out one kill. The pack coming in. They're trying to push the advantage, but the gravity well will keep them in check, will keep them on the ground. Lightning Fast will bait. No. I am the duelist. Picks up the triple and secures an advantage for Global Esports.
Lightning Fast is just something else. This guy, whenever we see him on the whenever we see him on the Cypher, he's like an absolute beast holding down the anchor of the side. And suddenly he just becomes duelist Cypher. And now he's like, oh, I'm playing Astra. Is this a Sentinel? Is this a controller? Or is this a duelist? Lightning Fast is like, yeah, I think this is a duelist. I'm just going to hold my W key. I'm going to push him down forward. I'm going to get a triple kill for my team. And I'm going to be the one opening up the entire site. That's exactly what he did. A beautiful play coming on down from the side of Global Esports. Take us down. Another round on the board for their side as well. And with this Global, they have the entire momentum in their favor. They're the ones in the driver's seat, and they're the ones starting us off with double digits on the board. And with this CA, the side of Team INAZUMA, they're going to be feeling the pressure because they haven't won a single round as of right now on their own defensive side.
Yeah, you can see the default for Global Esports. He can't line up for the side of Kappa. The Sky going towards A to get the info, while the rest of their team takes full mid control. Now, the shock dust coming into Garage. This is all to clear possible Killjoy utility. They're not expecting Spawn to clear. The alarm bot, the boom bot doesn't reveal his location, and Spawn gets one for the instant shutdown, and he doesn't. The fact that he doesn't go for the reset means that he gets traded out. That's a really favorable trade for Global Esports because they trade 1-for-1 in kills for a full site advantage. They got themselves into C side, faking the plant for a little bit to see if GE do push out. Instead, Global Esports now with full cons down, they're going to set up the Cosmic Divide and play with the Hunter's Fury on the post point.
This way should be good for one. He's not going to be able to find on much whatsoever. The Hunter's Fury is not going to be able to find anything, but Omkar instead is going to be the one to go in for a possible kill for himself as well. But with the Seekers now going on through from the side of El Ranger, things have just gotten a lot more harder. Fired up position has already been revealed. He's going to be flashed to the next dimension pretty much. This plant also did go on through. So Cone, he's gonna be good for one down on the Hellranger, but that's pretty much it. He needs to try and go for a possible defuse, but look at the star position. The Gravity Well's gonna be shutting him down pretty much almost instantly. He needs to run out of way. There's no way he can try and bring this round back in their favor. He's gonna be able to pick himself up an Operator, to say the very least. Save it up for the next round in particular. But when you look at the buys from the side of Team INAZUMA, it's not that favorable, to say the very least, in the long run.
Yeah, definitely. INAZUMA's eco gonna be hurting. At least silver lining is there that they've got the Operator. The silver Operator too, the Ion one looks pretty cool. So hey, maybe Fired Up will be able to make the impact on that Operator so far. I say though, and this is in no way to sort of put down INAZUMA, but like Kappa on his Operator impact he was able to create, we haven't necessarily seen from Fired Up. So I want to see a lot more support go towards him. I think we're already seeing that from INAZUMA. The Killjoy plays to be that buddy of that Operator and Fired Up. They're playing together to make sure he doesn't get rushed up. He has the space to take the shots that he needs to. The Global Esports, they give him no dice. Instead, all towards this A-Suez angle. The Boombot now, as Nightmare 2K will clear out some space. The lockdown coming through. They're forcing through on this A side. Global Esports, they're committing onto here, but with Nightmare 2K going down, maybe a rotate on the cards. A commit here might be disaster.
Skills, he's gonna be easily able to get this kill and Fired Up. He was stuck in a looks like in a pretty precarious situation. Of course, Lightning Fast is going to check that. He understood that, hey, there was an operator down towards the side of A-Long. The shot shots are going to be really on it, and that's so much value. 90 damage. Each chunk shot coming on down from him at spawn. He had nowhere to go. He couldn't make that runaway happen because of the gravity wall coming on down from the side of Lightning Fast. Just holding spawn down in that one singular killjoy nano swarm. And with that, the kills were just coming in left, the kills were just coming in right. Global Esports, they're toying with the feelings of the side of Team INAZUMA. And they're not giving any form of space, any form of a leeway away to them. They're like, hey, you thought that you're gonna win against us back before when you were down onto that 0-5 scoreline? Well, think again. Now that we have read into your strat books, now that we know exactly how you are playing, we have the counter strats ready, and you don't know how to stop us when we're on the side of attack. Our strategies are just so potent when it comes down to the raw utility usage, because we highlighted this previously as well, CA, that when it comes down to raw utility, no one can stop you.
But when it comes down to raw firepower, it's Spawn taking the reins. He's picked up the first blood, now going for the full flank. It's really up to Spawn to make sure INAZUMA stay alive in this map, their home map. Hellranger will take away the rods. They're all running away from Spawn, but they're running towards his teammates. They're gonna hunt them down one by one. The pulse flash coming out. Hellranger and Kone are flashed, but it's Kone who will come out first. Kone will pick up the first kill and joined by Spawn and fired up as well. It's a triple for the Empress to finish it off. INAZUMA full off the seed take and keep themselves alive in this map. They will not give up. No, not just yet.
It feels as though I cast a curse them almost immediately. No one can stop GE. Suddenly Team INAZUMA is like, sit down, boy. I'll show you exactly what I can do. Spawn coming in down from the back end of it all. Gonna be able to get a couple of kills for himself. And with that triple, a little bit questionable to say the least when it came down to the positioning of the side of GE. I expected them to be a lot more aggressive, knowing that Spawn was holding it down from the back end of site. I just wanted to see them go in for a possible push because of NineZero's lockdown. But at the same time, a lot of the utility from the side of Team INAZUMA have already been used. They don't really have any ultimates to work with other than the Omen ult. And that, in a way, can give them a small advantage when it comes down to the terms of intel. But in the long run, they have pretty much nothing. While coming out from the side of Global Esports, they're a couple of ult points away from a lot of those big ultimates that should give them that advantage moving on down forward. But it failed this though. Kappa, he spotted out the turret, tried to take it out, but NineZero is right below the turret being like, hey, you take down my turret, I'm gonna take you down.
A really nice contact. Catching Kappa off with surprise, and NineZero using the pressure to get in aggressively through the sewers. The Reaver Vandal one tap looking oh so clean. He picks up the triple. Leaves Lightning Fast, the last agent standing now. Lightning Fast, he started fired up. He's pulled off such clutches before, and I know you can do it. He can do it again. Lightning Fast in a 1v2, but he's not going to check the sewers. And it's Omkar able to come out huge. He gets us excited for a second, but it's INAZUMA maintaining the pressure from the last round, making sure to not give away free kills just yet. That particular ASUS setup as well for fired up in NineZero. I think Kappa expecting the contact turret with fired up on the box in front of it, he thought that, hey, I pushed fired up away with my drones, so surely now I can go take out the turret. Got completely off guard with NineZero just being there. And this sort of duo play we've seen from NineZero in the past. In the attacking side, he was doing it with Spawn. Now with fired up, it's really nice to see a Killjoy playing a lot more proactively. Maybe can be the X factor as INAZUMA tried to get to overtime.
Feels as though a fire has been lit under the side of INAZUMA, and they're trying to bring it back as much as they possibly can, but still it's a tall order. 4 consecutive rounds for them to win on out to try and bring this map down to an overtime. An admirable effort though, moving on down forward from what happened previously, them losing out on so many rounds consecutively, and then finally being able to stabilize is admirable. But at the same time, see, is it a little bit too little too late? Because now GE, they just need that one round, one mistake from the side of Team INAZUMA is what will cost them the entire game if they're not careful. And Kone being this aggressive down towards the side of Sewers could just be the make it or break it for the side of Team INAZUMA.
He finds one. Can he find another? No, he cannot. And that's just a 1-for-1 trade. And actually advantageous for the side of GE because now they can use that Killjoy lockdown and there's no Hunter's Fury to trade it out aggressive. Instead, it's going to rely on the members of INAZUMA to play aggressively and find the kills. It's Spawn for the first engagement, but the shoulder peek from Hellranger will spot him out, and Hellranger's like, no, I'm not going to take the risk. The Seekers come out, and Kappa holding the flank. He'll get one. Kappa looking for another. Misses the shot, and he gets taken out. Of the action is still on. INAZUMA will not relent, and it's gone at the edge of his Empress, finding the kill and the reset, not allowing the plant to go down. Now Skills trying to plant will get flanked by INAZUMA. Spawn and Fired Up will get 1 kill each to make sure that INAZUMA's still in it. Now, Phone's 1-for-1 didn't work out, but it bought a lot and it played into his team's advantages aggressive. So I would say that's worth it in Phone's position.
One got a really impactful kill down from his side. Yes, there was no 100 speed to try and get that first initial lockdown taken down, but at the same time, he got the biggest kill from the side of GE. He got one on Lightning Fast. No Astra, no smokes to block off Heaven. That basically means that if you have Heaven control, you're in the best spot ever. Fired Up can easily go in for a couple of pop jumps, pop those heads, and get that first initial kill down towards the player at A-Long. He can hold down the angle of Sewers as well if his teammate needs backup from the side of down bottom. So much to work with, especially because there was no Astra, and the Cosmic Divide has still not yet gone down from the side of GE. That's my biggest question mark. You would expect that Cosmic Divide to go up a lot more frequently, to say the very least, because that's the thing that will give you the most advantage in the long run. And it seems as though Spawn, he knows what's up. He's like, yeah, I heard a couple of footsteps down towards the side of Garage. Maybe if I go in for a swing, maybe if I go in for a peek, I can get an easy kill, and that's exactly what he gets. Gets a kill down on the Skills, but Nightmare 2K gets a beautiful shot down on the Fired Up, was holding down with that Operator. Things could be looking up down for their side because Lightning Fast, he's ready, and he's gunning for a couple of wins.
It's all up to INAZUMA to hold on to the Garage angle. He's able to pick out one at the trade of his turret's life, but that's a worth trade for INAZUMA. Makes it a 1v3 now, leaving Kappa in a position where it's almost impossible to pull off the clutch power moment. Makes it 12-10 for INAZUMA. Now they're on a winning streak. Multiple rounds back-to-back picked up as they fight for overtime. It's just one round that GE needs though. So INAZUMA, you cannot let go of this pressure. It's basically like it's full-time over right now, extra time going on, and INAZUMA fighting against the clock to get that one last goal in. It's just a matter of can they continue that pressure? Can they continue that momentum? Key person to look at to do that is Fawn. 27 kills to his name, aggressive. Way over the next person in his team. He's really showing up with the feast part of the Feast or Famine champion, Reno.
Like, that's what we kind of highlighted, especially when we were considering this previously as well in the analyst desk and, of course, the pre-show of the casters. Like, we were talking about how Spawn needed to bring his A game. He needed to be super confident down onto this radar and be ready to take a lot of these peak battles against the side of GE. Because if he faltered for even a second, his team would crumble under the pressure and they would not be able to find out much whatsoever. And now it seems as though Cole, he's actually going to be the first one to get a kill down on the Kappa. So much commotion being caused by that Hunter's Fury. Everyone was just running around at GE. They got caught down in the middle of that moment. They were not expecting such an aggressive push to come on through. And Team INAZUMA catch the side of GE off guard completely. And with that, GE, they're now on the back foot. They don't have a lot of money to work with as well. The shoulder peak does go on through from the side of Hellranger, being able to find that first initial takeoff. But with that, Flash could be coming on through. So is the Trailblazer. At this point, Fired Up, he's just playing mind games with Hellranger. There's no way Hellranger can make this push happen, even if he uses all of his utility to try and get himself down into the site.
CGE instead, they're gonna go for the rotate, slowly trying to get into this B site area. They need some information before they actually do commit though, and they're looking for that on multiple points of the map. Instead, you can see now Hellranger starting to inch into this B site, while Omkar is holding down this very, very defensive angle. The flash should give information, but with the smokes up, it actually doesn't. It just clears the site, allows Hellranger to get in. Plant should go down from side of Lightning Fast, and Hellranger will find out INAZUMA, take him down, make it a 3v4 on the map. Now the Cosmic Divide is ready, can be huge to just cut off one part of the site. Will they use it? We'll have to see. Fawn does not know that Skills is there, and with that kill, Skills has a huge position here. Stopping Hellranger to delay for time though. He takes out one, but ends up dying out now. The Swarm Grenade is present for Skills. He's trying to find a kill, but taken out by Fired Up. That's 12-11 for INAZUMA. With global esports economy broken, I think we might just be set for overtime aggressive.
From a 12-6 CA to a 12-11. It seems as though Team INAZUMA, with their backs against the wall, that's where they shine the brightest, seemingly. Going down from the anime storyline, this is the thing that you kind of expected. They were at death's door, they had no way of winning, and they started pulling off a miracle. And this is where the side of Team INAZUMA need to prove that they have the capabilities of trying to take us down into overtime, because yes, they were able to win out on a lot of the rounds. Yes, they were able to take us down to a 12-11. But at the very end of it all, if they're not able to take us down into overtime and try and win out the map, it's just going to be all in vain. Yes, they put up a good fight, but here is where they need to stand the highest, and this is where they need to be the most consistent, because now GE, they're going to be panicking. They're going to be like, what just happened? We were down on a 12-6. How are we now down to a 12-11? That should not be happening whatsoever. Now this time around, finally the Cosmic Divide goes on through from the side of Lightning Fast. They should be able to go in for a plant, but at the same time, looking at the positioning of Spawn, he can easily go in for a swing and get that precision kill, but instead it's going to be Lightning Fast to be the one to take him on down out a little bit too aggressive, especially without that Leer costing him his entire life. And with this Cosmic Divide going on through, they can easily go in for that plant. They found it out, and with the Showstopper now coming on down from the side of Nightmare, he's actually going to be able to get a kill down on the fire up. Omkar going to be able to trade him out almost instantly, but still, this is a 1-for-2 trade for the side of Team INAZUMA. They're not in a pretty good spot. Omkar using the paranoia as well, not in the prime position. He's actually going to be able to find that one kill, and with that Omkar, he's going to be able to dip back out as well. Nano Swarms have already been used. They need to go in for the shots. They need to go in for it all dry. The gravity wall goes on through as well. Code at only 1 HP. He has nowhere to run. He has nowhere to hide. The time is not just in his favor. Kappa with one kill down on the Omkar, and Kappa with a second to shut everyone down. Just as I was saying, it's got to be Team INAZUMA bringing it back from a 12-6 down to a 12-11. But if they're not able to get this last round off, if Global are able to dig deep and understand what they need to do to try and go in for that execution, and that Astral at the very end coming in clutch for the side of Global when it came down to this last and final execution.
Spawn went for the play, but unfortunately, Lightning Fast was ready, holding that angle, shuts down INAZUMA's stuff fragger, and makes sure that the plant goes down, because after the plant goes down, there is the gravity wells, there's the KJ nades, just pure spam since there's multiple positions held, combined with all of the sky utility just to delay them even getting onto the diffuse, means that it's effectively panic central for this side of INAZUMA. 30 kills, 3 first bloods, a 253 ACS. We expected, like we talked about on the analyst desk, how we want Lightning Fast and skills to show up in the absence of SK Rossi, and both of them, boy, have they delivered, man. What a matchup between Global Esports and INAZUMA, and it's given us plenty of moments to actually talk about aggressive. So I'm going to ask you, like, where do you think INAZUMA could have changed a couple of things? How do you think that last round could have gone?
When you consider the last round, in my eyes, like, things are just a lot more difficult, to say the very least, because in that last round, I think that Spawn should not have opted to go in for that peak whatsoever through that Cosmic Divide, because considering the position of that Cosmic Divide, things would be a little bit more difficult, to say the very least, because maybe he could have used the Leer to get a little bit of information of how many people are actually on the other side of that Cosmic Divide, and then opt to go in for a peak, just peek that corner and just swing back almost instantly, because you're going into the open where there's like 5 other angles where he could have gotten shot from, and Spawn dying out that early, not having his team with him, not even having a recon bolt to opt to go in for that swing, really did cost Team INAZUMA pretty much everything down in that round in particular, in my eyes.
Absolutely. Now let's quickly go over to the match highlights, take a look at the key moments in throughout this map that swung the momentum, because that's what it was across this map. Like 0-5 started off for INAZUMA's favor, and then Global Esports pulled it all the way for a 6-round streak back to 6-5 before INAZUMA in the last round of the first were able to stop the momentum just to put it back to an even slate. 6-6 is where we ended the first half, where Global Esports and Attack were dominant, making it 12-6. INAZUMA pulled off the most insane comebacks to get to 12-11. It just felt like when the team started winning, they couldn't stop, and that made for a very interesting showdown. Look, especially showed us how either team was able to adapt to the other. And I will give credit to INAZUMA. They looked way better than I expected them to. The adaptations were there, and so were the small moments of coordination. But what really I feel like fell apart for them was when a lot of that pressure went into Spawn's shoulders. G, recognizing that, made sure to try and shut him down in multiple moments throughout their attacking side. Without that presence of Spawn, it felt like INAZUMA were caught a little off guard. So for INAZUMA, I want them to try and cultivate a new win condition. Besides Spawn definitely one of the best. But besides him, if you can have a little more extra win condition in you, maybe you pull off the map itself.
Problem coming on down from the side of INAZUMA was the fact of the utilities just not being there for their side. Yes, their composition, when you consider everything, doesn't really have any form of utility. That's the problem of having an Omen compared to an Astra, because the Astra just brings a different level of utility down to their side. And having all of that, maybe if Spawn had a Phoenix, things could be a little bit more different. But at the same time, Spawn being on that Reyna just goes to show how strong he can be when it comes down to that snowball effect. So moving on down forward, hopefully Team INAZUMA, if they want that extra level of win condition, they bring a different agent that will give them a little bit more utility to work with, to try and bring themselves that level of edge that they need to edge out the win against the side of GE. Because you do need to consider, this was map number 1. This was the pick made by the side of Team INAZUMA. And as we go into the home pick for the side of GE onto Ascent, things are just going to get a lot more harder, because I think GE, they have something spicy planned for us this time around.
100%. Like, I just excited for map 2, like, a lot, because of the fact that, like, if this was GE's map Haven in map 1, like, where we consider them to be really, really strong, I can only imagine what they're going to do in map 2. But then Fired Up looks so damn good. So set up a map 2 really quick. You can check out the links in the description for some amazing offers. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button, get the notifications bell on. We'll see you really soon with the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen. I'm CA, joined by Aggressive here on the desk to bring you the matchup between Global Esports and INAZUMA. And this coming in here is Map 2. So let's take a quick look at what we've got in store for us for Map 2. Because Aggressive Map 1, it ended 13-11 and it almost went to overtime. So maybe Map 2 goes to overtime. What do you think?
Ascent is the global pickup, but at the same time, Team INAZUMA, they have showed to us how good they actually can be on the map of Ascent in particular as well. So I'm really looking to see that the side of global pull off something really spicy. We saw a lot of spicy things down towards the map of Haven, and the same thing could happen here as well on the map of Ascent in particular. So let's head over to the agent select screen, and Hellranger is now picking up the Phoenix. I think that Team INAZUMA, they're in for a world of hurt if they're not careful.
Absolutely, man. I was looking forward to this Phoenix in Haven as well, to just sort of add to the firepower that Lightning Fast and skills naturally bring, and it's come through. Nightmare 2K on the Sage as well, I think, is something to note. Like, he's effectively, I think, going to be a combination of the battle and support Sage, because he is the duelist from the last map, but then coming onto the Sage, especially against the older lineup that INAZUMA runs with that Reyna, can be used effectively as a sentinel. If you're able to get into Spawn's face every time he wants to take a gunfight, irritate him with slow orbs, with the wall going down, just shut down that top fragger for INAZUMA, it feels like a job well done for Nightmare 2K.
The thing that you need to consider on Ascent in particular is that Spawn, he loves to go in for those swings down towards the side of A short over towards the angle of tiles. And I'm pretty sure that GE, they know this. They're a team that always do their homework when it comes down to their opposition team. So they should be easily able to shut down Spawn and send him packing whenever he wants to go in for a couple of these aggressive plays down towards the angle of tiles or maybe peeking down from the side of B main. Because Spawn, he loves to take those peeks. And if you're able to shut him down when he is trying to go in for those peaks, is when you are at the topmost advantage. If you're able to control Spawn and control how aggressive he is down near the different sides of the map, Team INAZUMA, they're going to be in a pretty tough spot because at that stage, they need to invest a lot of resources in Spawn to try and bring it up to that mark, to try and get the bare minimum of 2 kills. But when you invest so much resources down onto one singular person, you're lacking the resources down towards the other sides of the map as well. So in that sense, GE, they are controlling the pace of the entire matchup if they play their cards properly.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think considering the fact that they are starting on the attack as well, their more favored side in general, they are going to have a field day. But INAZUMA, they've shown us that they're not a team that gives up easily. They're not a team that is willing to just bow down. They continuously fight for their right to be able to just sort of give their best selves, best performance on the battlefield itself. And I think that's where it sort of sets them apart. Because despite the fact that they play the old meta, they play it in their way. And given the fact that they play it their way, it looks like they are playing their very best. INAZUMA now, they are in their own map. So they're going to have to try and push last map scoreline 13-11 into their favor. Maybe win, make that 13 their own to try and take us to map 3 and challenge Global Esports while getting a point for themselves on the board. Now, you see INAZUMA's defense setup. it's just purely all about the site, leaving that Jet to control the mid peak. She's going to go for the peak now. Naimatuki should spot him out right about now. Fired up very exposed here, but nobody actually taking the peek into him. Instead, Global Esports going to try to use the presence that Lightning Fast and Skills have created onto the B side to find the execute there.
All the members are making their way down towards the side of B, and this could work out in their favor, or things could just go horribly wrong if they are not careful. Fired up, waiting for a peek down from the angle of tiles, but no one opting to go in for that swing just yet. Holding down the fort, and with the B side execute on the cards, a flash in hand off the side of GE. They're making the push happen, and a beautiful wall coming down from the side of 2K. He should be able to get one kill at the bare minimum, but things could be just be a little bit too difficult. Nice there, a beautiful one tap down onto one, but with an immediate dink straight to left. Got the lineup coming on down through. That's now the double choke dart moving on down. That's gonna be able to tag down skills to really low levels of HP. That's a really good double shock dart, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, he should be in a pretty good spot to say the very least. But at the same time, Spawn, he needs to get that the bare minimum of one kill to try and maybe put himself down into a raid boss situation. But GE, they're giving nothing away. Holding on down from the back end of the main is going to be Nightmare, and Skills coming on down from the sidelines to make sure he shuts down Spawn before he goes into his raid boss form. And with that, that's going to be a 0-1 scoreline for the side of GE, and a very convincing piss around for their side.
I just love the fact that he went for that all in the pistol round itself, just proving the fact that this is battle Sage. This is not I will wall off CT or market for you Sage. This is I will wall in B main so I can have that vertical peak on literally every single angle. He gets an angle on CT, he gets an angle on site as well as market. Nightmare playing well on that stage already. The rest of GE just fitting in perfectly. Hellranger on that Phoenix finding his movement on the pickup. They've got the bonus for themselves now. Now, you can see INAZUMA, they're trying to find some value, pushing in aggressively, but they're just getting more down. Nightmare does find one kill for himself, but the trade for skills is there, meaning now GE have a 4v2 advantage to take to any side they please.
Well, Cone, I think he's just unlucky at that stage. He does get taken out by one, and Hellranger, he's just searching for him. He knows for a fact that he's holding down from the back end corner. Coming on down from the front end is going to be Kappa with a beautiful shot coming down from him as well to take down Cone. And Omkar, yeah, he's on his lonesome. He's a lonely omen trying to sit in the corner. Maybe he could get one kill, but at the same time, GE, I don't think they're going to give much away to him. Skills coming on down from the sidelines. Beautiful double thing to finish everything up. And with that, Skills, he now has his ultimate on his arsenal. That lockdown is going to be so crucial when it comes down to a lot of the executions afterwards at A side and also the B side.
Yep. For GE, now with a lot of this utility ready, I think you can count on Global Esports to really play with that utility, especially considering the fact that on Ascent, we regularly see that KJ ult traded for the Sova ult. However, when you're able to farm those ult ops this early, get those kills the way Skills has, he's 5-0 right now. The KJ ult in round 3 means there's no Sova ult to trade it out. I expect GE to play around that, and you can see from their positions they're going to do exactly that. A 5-stack onto B, but shoot down. Spawn moving in aggressively with the Vandal. He takes out one already. Lightning fast on the Astra down, meaning GE, they think they have to commit, and they try to do exactly that. Cutting off Spawn, Nightmare 2K finds one kill, while Hellranger moves in aggressively onto side with the running back. He still to take one off the presence of that running back clone. And it's the rest of INAZUMA scrambling to make their presence known. Fired up, able to pick up a nasty shot to get a kill to make it 3v3 on the map. And now INAZUMA, they have the health advantage on the retake.
A bit questionable in the way Fired Up did get that kill, but at the same time, Hellranger, he's trying to get as much information and as much power that he can, and as much attention as he wants to get down to his sideline, and Hellranger is actually going to be able to get that kill down onto Omkar. Kappa coming on down from the back end, goes in for that shock dart play, but he didn't need to keep that right then and there. And with that, Hellranger, he's stuck in a pretty precarious situation by himself as well. He needs to make this push happen. 5 bullets and a dream. He's not going to be able to find out much, so instead it's going to be Nightmare to take him on down out. And that peek from the side of Kappa with the shock dart, that should not have happened.
Yeah, and for Hellranger, in that situation, tried his best, was able to hold on to B main, but I like the focus from INAZUMA. They're like, you know what, we can't take B main, let's just leave him isolated and rush the site, take the site for ourselves, go for the diffuse while one person is covering, and Naik Zera is that covered, picks up the kill for himself, and it's both Killjoys getting off to amazing start. Naik Zera now has his lockdown ready. He's 5-2 on the board, and Skills on the other side 6-1. Is the map of the Killjoy right now. It's just a matter of which Killjoy kills the joy of the other team before the other
My
and takes the
God.
lead off of themselves. Now you see Global Esports, it's just back to defaults for them. They're trying to get information all across the map, understand where INAZUMA is really committing themselves before they make a move. They know that they need at least a little bit of an advantage.
I know it's a birthday, CA, but you don't have to torture me with these kind of puns coming on down as well. I heard a lot about this, but at the same time, things could just go horribly wrong. And just as I was talking about that, it's going to be fired up with an aggressive peek coming on down from his sideline. And Lightning Pass is going to be the one to take him on down almost immediately. Omkar not going to be able to go in for that trade. Good usage of that smoke from the side of Lightning Pass. But here, they need to be careful because Spawn is holding down from the angle of A shot. They should be expecting this, but Spawn, he can easily go in for a kill, but he was just not ready for it. Instead, it's going to be Hellranger expecting it, being able to shut him on down, and Nightsera, he needs to make a run for it. Lightning Fast comes on down from the silence as well, gets another kill down towards the angle of mid, and with the Defender Killjoy ultimate coming on through, they're easily going to be able to run on away, take the B side under their control, because they should know for a fact that the B has to be completely empty.
One enemy remaining.
Oh no. Oh no.
The KJ ult from INAZUMA to shut down AG are just like, oh, you know what? Completely cool. You can have a site for yourself. We'll just take the rest of the map. Thank you very much. Taking control of every single angle, keeping all of INAZUMA to that A. They get themselves Global Esports now 3-1 on the map. They also trade, make sure now with that round that KJ ultimate is down. You can save that Sova ultimate for a pick or actually just focus your orbs onto that KJ again on skills, try to get him online ASAP. I do notice though, Hellranger now 5 out of 6 ult orbs. He's already used the run it back once in this map. If he can get that ult orb, go for it again. That's exactly, I think, what he's gonna do. He's picked up the ult orb here and can now use his run it back either as a fake or to actually get his team entry onto one particular site. I see Global Esports. Its skills just lurking slowly towards that B-main angle. Has a fired up to deal with. Fired up, just trying to get some damage off here, playing on the edge of the alarm bot. Will now take it down, cause skills to just be like, wait a minute, there's someone here, I need to be careful.
Nightsera could easily get one kill, but at the same time, Nightmare, he was expecting it. He was like, yeah, I smell a person going on down to the other side. Gonna easily go in for that kill. Fired up with a beautiful right click straight to the face. He's gonna be able to take down skills to very low levels of HP. He needs to run on back, head on down towards the side of Nightmare and ask for a heal so he can get back down into that full HP. But at the same time, Cone, he's not really expecting this. He doesn't know what member is already holding on down from the back end. But with the smoke going on through Hellranger, he could easily go in for this kill. Cone, way too aggressive coming on down from him, and he's gonna be the first one to get taken on down. And with that, Omkar, he has nowhere to run, he has nowhere to hide. Lightning Fast with that spam is gonna be the one to take him on down, out. And now, 2 versus 5 situation on the map, CA. I don't think that the side of GE have any way of losing this. Unless Spawn just pulls off a miracle, but yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, 16 HP fired up on the classic. He's just trying to get some exit frags on. He's gonna have Hellranger giving him a fight here, but knowing the fact that Hellranger is ready for everything.
Yeah,
I was
he's
just
ready.
about to say that. I know he's going to flash that angle, and he does flash that angle. He's like, no. You are not catching me off guard, not catching me by surprise. Picks up the kill on Fired Up. That's 4-1 for Global Esports. And now they've got the Cosmic Divide and the Run It Back online. That's a surefire way to just take a side for yourself.
Especially when you consider the raw combo potential that the Astra and Phoenix have together when it comes down to their ultimates. The running back easily will be used to take a lot of ground. He doesn't even need to use one of his flashes to get himself down into the side, and he can save the flashes to use it with the astral wall in his favor to try and peek out of those corners almost immediately. And with that, he should be able to find a lot of value to say the very least. But at the same time, Spawn, his position has already been revealed, but Lightning Fast, he still loses out on that duel. They need to understand that Spawn, he loves to push down from the angle of A short every single time. That's an easy shutdown if they're able to catch him off guard, but it feels as though Spawn was just too ready. And now it's gonna be Hellranger up. He uses his own runner back, goes in for a beautiful headshot down on the Spawn. He's gonna be able to take down one, but that's pretty much it. Nightsera coming on down from the sidelines. He's gonna be able to take down a second from the side of Hellranger. Skills comes on down from the side of B main as well to take down Omkar, who was a little bit too aggressive. And with that, Nightmare 2K, he's like, don't worry, Kappa, I'm gonna pat you on the back and I'm gonna lift you back up so you can see another day down onto this round. And with that, it's going to be going on down to a 4 versus 2 situation, ladies and gentlemen. And with this, GE, they're on the driver's seat and they can go to any side that they want to. And Skills, he's lurking on down towards the side of mid. Maybe he can find an easy kill here and there.
The info Skills is giving right now is causing GE to go over onto this A side. Skills slowly getting on over to the back while the rest of them go in. The wall to give them the line of sight, but fired up. Finds Kappa anyways. Now Cone setting up the double shot that we know him for. But Skills is getting off behind him. Skills will take him down, and that's a 1v3. Fired up on the operator, now flanked on every single angle. Realizes that the only way he can get out is through a stroll through the garden. Finds himself out, will save that operator for another day. But Global Esports will pick up the round 1-5 now. Just that running back invested, they still have the other key ultimate and the cosmic divide to go on for the next few rounds. And this is what I really like about them. The way they're able to sort of layer their ultimates throughout rounds to get advantages for themselves. Icing on the cake aggressive. No more operator for INAZUMA.
The timing just hurt me inside. Like, I was like, yeah, I know what's gonna happen. Even I would have done that. I didn't see anyone come out of that corner almost immediately, but Hellranger, the timing did favor him coming on down onto that fight. But at the same time, Team INAZUMA, it feels as though they're trying to establish a lot of map control down. But as soon as they establish a little bit of map control down onto one side, right, they're not considering the map control that the side of GE have down onto the other sidelines. For example, you have full map control down towards the side of mid, yes. But what about the side of A main? You're not clearing out A main. All the players there from the side of A main can easily take back the mid control that you've already established, and that's what's happening every single time. Spawn pushing aggressively from the side of A short. He gets that first initial pickup, but that's pretty much it. And now at this stage, GE, they understand that, hey, we don't even need to go down towards the side of A main. We can just take the B side, we can just take the A side, get those picks there, and that's exactly what Skills is doing. Triple kill coming out from him, and now Spawn, he's the last member remaining, and they know exactly where he is. He has to be somewhere near the side of A.
No need to suffer.
Spawn picks up one kill. If he can take this second, he'll get a gun for himself. Going to the heel, trying to win this duel. But Lightning Fast, he's smart. He's calling for backup. He's not going to take it 1v1. The flash will come on and Spawn will get taken out. It's 6-1 picked up for Global Esports, and every single member of Global Esports right now playing at a tier above INAZUMA. As you said, aggressive. They realize that Spawn is the X factor for INAZUMA. He's the one to create the space for them. The space they need to win rounds. And they're like, you know what? Let's just ignore you. Lightning Fast using his utility to just delay Spawn bit by bit while the rest of his team takes full control of both A main and B main. Allows them to just take the side for themselves. They dropped the spike in the back and Spawn was able to get visibility of that, but it didn't matter because the rest of Spawn's team dead. Global Esports then converging onto him. All together, they take him down. They can see INAZUMA, they're gonna try to get Spawn onto a different angle. This time, instead of mid-shot, they're going in from mid itself. Spawn, though, not actually able to get any engagements. It's Global Esports. Push back a little. The operator coming out. The shot, this is fired up, and the shot is going to cost him. Skills will not give him a second chance. Swings immediately and takes him down. That missed shot cost INAZUMA.
You're gonna feel the pressure coming on down from the side of Team INAZUMA as well, and the sadness from the side of Fired Up. That was such a crucial shot, and the fact that he moved a little bit too early, his counter strafe did not register down properly, and with that, he missed the shot going on through. And that's gonna hurt, because now Skills, he had one more extra all point down on his side, and with that, Hellranger, he's like, I'm gonna hold my W key, I'm gonna pop my running back while my entire team goes on down towards the A side. He's actually gonna be able to get the kill down on the spot as well. His legs were showing on down, and with that, Omkar, he's gonna be able to shut down Hellranger, but that's pretty much all that he can do, because with the position already being revealed, he wants to go in for a couple of the shots, actually spots out Nightmare, and with that, he's gonna be able to get that kill, but it's just gonna be a trade. It's still a 3 versus 2 situation. The Cosmic Device is still on the board. The plan, sorry, is gonna be going on down as well. With that, GE, there's on the driver's seat, because Skills, he has a massive flank to move.
Oh, the glass breaking will give Skills the opportunity to just walk in. One delivers his team death, destruction. He thought he'd break the glass and cause a bit of chaos. He thought he would play some mind games, but no. Skills already ready with the mind games. He's just like, you know what? I'm right here. Thank you for opening the door. I will waltz in and tap 2 in both of your heads. 7-1 for Global Esports. We expected them to be strong starting on the attacking side of their own map. But this is not the level of strong I expected. They are right now obliterating INAZUMA. Global Esports with full control over how this map plays out.
It feels as though at this stage, things could just be a lot more difficult for the side of Team Inazuma. They have no way of trying to circumvent a lot of these aggressive plays coming on down from the side of GE. And the strat book is just impossible to read. GE, they're playing so many mind games. Sending Hellranger by himself down towards that B side, using his run at back when you know for a fact that Hellranger will die. There is no way he survives it because he cannot clear on both the angle of Market and also CT at the same time. And Omkar, he was able to shut him on down, but it was already too late. He actually got another kill down on the star player of Spawn as well. And with that, GE, they're on the top foot. They have almost everything on their side because you need to consider as well that the Killjoy ultimate is also present. Can easily come on down from the side of skills and can take the entire side for themselves. Spawn holding on down from the back end corner of Generator. Maybe he gets one kill, but Spawn, he was not expecting to get checked that quickly. And with that, skills coming on down onto Omkar as well. Hellraiser with one more, skills with a triple kill once again. And with that, that's 1-8 on the scorecard, CA. The rounds are just starting, but it's already over. And skills, he's 17-1. CA, 17-1 with a 17 KD.
Oh my god, skills is popping off right now, man. Like, there is no way that INAZUMA are able to stop both skills in Lightning Fast because those two are taking over the map. But they're focusing a lot onto Lightning Fast because of the fact that he was the last map's MVP. And this is allowing Skills and Hellranger to just get away with murder. Continuously, they're getting free angles to themselves, free pushes. The lurk Skills is able to pull off, not able to shut down by INAZUMA. Now Spawn is taking matters into his own hands, contesting A main, to pick up a kill onto Hellranger. This is the disrespect I was talking about. Hellranger not flashing A main this time actually gets punished, but Lightning Fast is there. Ryzen out one. INAZUMA still with the advantage though. They just need to make sure to shut down Skills because right now Skills, I think he's taking the behind enemy lines movie a little too literally.
It's good work out in their favor, but at the same time, like Sarah, he just gets this down in just a bare second. But Skills once again, he makes his push happen. He's actually gonna be walking straight on in. But the question is, will Lightning Fast expect this push to go on down towards the angle of Wine? Because I don't think he's going to check it. And if he doesn't check it, Nightsera can get an easy free kill down onto the first initial member with only 10 HP on his silence. And if he's able to get this kill down on Lightning Fast, that will be so massive for them. But at the same time, the ultimate does come out down from the side of skills. And there is nowhere to be safe when it comes down to this. Lightning Fast opting to go in for a couple of his own shots with the turret now spotting out Cone. Cone, he has nowhere to run. He needs to stay here, and he's going to get caught out. That's going to be the first initial kill, but Lightning Fast, he's not going to be clearing out the back end of that corner. With that not being cleared on out, and Nightsera stuck between a rock and a hard place, he's gonna get taken on down as well and fired up. He's in this 1 versus 2 situation. Very much possible if he's able to deny the plan, but he needs to deny the plan. If he's not able to deny it, things are already over. The plan does go on through. The shots are gonna be coming in from the right side, and so is the shots coming on down from the side of skills as well. And with that, that's gonna be 9-1 on the scorecards for the side of GE, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, they're in the best possible position. GE, if they're able to get one more round, yeah, that's good. If they're able to get the 2 more rounds that they want, that's also good because they're gonna get double digits regardless if they're able to win out here.
Yeah, 100%. Like for GE now, it's more about dominance, I feel like. It's about putting the stamp, like, hey, you do not mess with us on the map we choose. We will make sure to just obliterate you in every single way, from every single perspective, and that's exactly what they're doing. Contesting every single angle. Kappa has even got the operator on the attacking side. One, and he's already picked up another. Now the drone coming out will spot him out. Kappa now in a hot spot, does have his utility to give him some room, but Nightsera will take him out. Kappa causing a lot of chaos though, has allowed GE to take A side free for themselves. With the Sage paired up as well, this retake gonna be very, very hard for INAZUMA. They have the KJ also, so they can make it work.
Run it back is ready for the side of Hellranger CA. You don't need to remember that. And that run it back itself can just completely shut down a singular person, considering how potent the side of GE is when it comes down to the usage of that. But with the lockdown now coming on down through from the side of the defenders, they still have a really good chance to bring it back for their side. Lightning Fast wants to go in for an aggressive play, but that's not going to be working out in their favor. The run it back has been used, and now at this stage, Hellranger, he cannot make this push happen. There is no way he wins this one out. Code is going to be the one to shut it all down, and a good lineup from the side of Hellranger. I'm just imagining a situation where that volley actually got onto the spike. I'm very sure that GE, they could have won that round out.
Yeah, GE, I feel like they could definitely have won that round, but INAZUMA, they are able to kill off through. You know, you're not expecting that round to go through. But for INAZUMA, every round counts. It doesn't matter how they win it. It's just that point on the scoreboard that matters. If they can get one more, maybe they are in a better position going into the second half. But we still know how difficult 9-3 is, like, for that like second half, considering the fact that your pistol becomes so important. INAZUMA now trying to make the moves, fired up, going in aggressively with the dash. He just gets taken out. Hellranger will pick up the first kill. He'll be like, thank you very much. And his team will use that prompt to push in aggressively onto A. They're going for the split A. They pick up a random Omen in the process, leaving Spawn on the Empress with a very difficult task.
Oh, no.
He'll get taken down. And this is just angry GE responding after a round. What's the aggressive?
Yeah, I think that Hellranger is like, why did my Molly not get there? I'm very sure that I should have been able to clutch that one out, but through the smoke Molly, it's quite difficult unless you have a proper lineup ready for it. But Cone, disgusting headshot down on the Hellranger. He gets his own revenge kill, but at the same time, the Spike's just gonna be going on down soon enough, and with that, GE, yeah, they're at the driver's seat and they can easily take this down to a 10 and 2. Cone in an almost impossible situation. The 100 speed does go on through, but Cone! What are these disgusting headshots coming on down from him? But Kappa with his last final 100 speed is gonna be able to take down Cone finally. And with that, that's gonna be 2 and 10 on the scorecards. But at the same time, INAZUMA, admirable effort, I would say, in that last round.
Yeah, definitely. I will say for Hellranger though, for the Molly not landing, I recently noticed that there is a new Molly, I guess not hack, like a way to understand where the Phoenix Molly goes. Released by Average Jonas. I'm not trying to plug him. He's just so good with the lineups, man. He's found a way to set up the Phoenix Molly lineup as well. It's something to do with the soundbar that comes on your minimap. It makes life way easier. Maybe Hellrangers should check that out to make it 11-1 and the scoreline instead of 10-2. Right now, though, irrespective of what jokes you make, GE are just absolutely on point. They're continuously winning the gunfights in their favor and pulling off rounds that simply shouldn't go their way. Now using the stage to cut off mid while the KJ and Astra tweaker down A. They have a stack on this B side. All of this wall being taken down is a lot of ammo expended for INAZUMA, and they're like, you know what? Wall number 1 done. Let's put down wall number 2. INAZUMA, shoot your bullets again. At this rate, INAZUMA are gonna run out of bullets.
Not a lot to work with, and Hellranger, he does get that first initial pick. Kappa's gonna be able to get one more. Kappa with only 33 HP. He's gonna be the difference maker. He's gonna be the holder of this side, and Kappa is actually gonna be able to get out as well. Kappa, you are getting away with murder at this point. Maybe he's getting one more kill. Gets a headshot down on the nice area to take him on down out as well, but at the same time, he does a lot of damage, and Kappa, he gets all of the information in the world, and he's actually able to get out of the site. See, he got out of the site.
Like I said, like GE just getting away with things that are not supposed to happen, like bloody murder. GE, they have right now, they're completely topsy-turvying the plans that INAZUMA have, holding on to the spike. INAZUMA, like, we're in their side, but we cannot win the round because we do not have the spike. GE 3 versus 2 now, make that 4 versus 2 because right now the turret is more healthy than Kappa. Lightning Fast picks up the first kill, leaving Nightzera. This is an impossible situation. There is absolutely no way he should be able to pull this off. Nightzera now realizes he has to go for the K. Will just get spammed out by Lightning Fast. That's 11-2 for Global Esports. The bonus, the buy coming in with the next round with this win. But considering the fact that it's 11 rounds for GE, INAZUMA have to force buy here aggressive.
This is just absolutely insane. GE, they're pulling things off that I didn't even expect. And at this point, Nightmare, he's doing a really good job of trying to slow down a lot of these pushes. And the fact that he's able to slow everyone down this much allows his teammates to come on down for a proper flank and a proper backup as well. And with that, GE, they're on the driver's seat. They know exactly what to expect. They know exactly what to do to try and bring it back for their side. And it feels as though all the members of the side of Team INAZUMA, they're actually opting to go in for a save. They want to go in for a proper buy down in the following round. Yes, it's gonna be working out, and Clone! That's gonna be a beautiful slap to the face coming on down onto the face of Hellranger. He probably flew out of his chair after such a disgusting shot coming on down from that Sheriff. Ladies and gentlemen, Code coming in massive, but at the same time, he didn't get a dink in the head, so in the long run, I guess a tit for tat.
Yeah, right. This entire game is it's like a euphoric roller coaster, where you're happy all the time, but you're gravitating between different levels of happy because of the players are making. We're talking about plays. It's Nightmare 2K picking up a 2 kill, really shining on this race. But instantly, Code pulls it back, already has 2 Sheriff kills for himself in this round. Can he pull off a 4K? Or yes, actually, and get his team the round itself. We'll have to see. I doubt it's gonna happen. Night Zera Esports and now Korn with 8 HP. A Bulldog against the Sheriff. Lightning Fast will take him down. And that's match point, series point for Global Esports. It looks like INAZUMA just not able to match up against GE on their home map.
Yeah, this map is just way too difficult seemingly down for the side of Team INAZUMA. And I think that primarily will be because of after what happened in map number 1. Because on a 13 and 11 scoreline, especially when you clawed yourself back from a 12 and 6, that's going to hurt you mentally in the long run, especially going up into map number 2, especially when it's the home ground of the side of GE. And with that, it feels as though Team INAZUMA, their strat book has just run completely dry. They don't know how to engage, and they don't really know how to go up against the defense of the side of GE because they're not even able to get a proper taste of what they're actually wanting to do. Hellraiser opting to go in for a swing. He's actually going to be able to get his revenge kill. Skills comes out down from the side and getting another one down on Fire Up. And with that, it's already all but over. Lightning Fast with a beautiful kill down on the spawn. Last 2 members remaining. With that, in this 2 versus 5 situation, CA, I think that the hope is lost when you consider the side of Team INAZUMA.
Like Zera and Omkar, they're still trying to make something happen. They're not going to give up just yet, but with the Nano Swarm set up as well, still just waiting for the contact to pop something. Kappa will get taken out, and Skills, well, the flick Omkar on point will get them access to this side. It's not just yet over for INAZUMA. They will be able to pull it back. It's Omkar coming up huge. He's found the 3K. Now looking for his 4th. Lightning Fast gonna get caught on underwear. Omkar should be able to find the 4K. Omkar with the ace clutch now potentially to pull INAZUMA back into the round. You see the Molly's coming out. They will not allow Nightmare to just waltz in. Omkar now has the peak. As soon as Nightmare goes for it, he's gonna be able to turn around. Nightmare 2K though is taken out by Nightmare. I feel like Nightmare should, he really should just sacrifice himself in that situation to give the ace over because it's an ace clutch. But hey, you know what? It's not the ace that's important. It's the round win. INAZUMA is still in it, aggressive.
Well then, like, I don't know if this is a caster's curse or a caster's blessing because it's gonna be caster's curse for the side of GE and it's gonna be a blessing for the side of Team INAZUMA. I said that there is no situation where they should lose out on a 2 versus 5, but Omkar is like, thank you for the blessing. I'm gonna make good use of that for myself and bring this clutch back for my team. But still gonna be a tall order because you need to consider it's going on down to a 3 and 12 situation. They need to win out on a lot more rounds to try and bring it back for them to say the very least. But once again, could this be a repeat of what happened down in map number 1? It was from a 12 and 6 down to a 12 and 11. Could this be a 12 and 2 down to a 12 and 11?
Or a 12 and 12, it might be overtime. INAZUMA pushing for, but that's far off. For now, they have to get this round itself. It's an eco for GE, so should make it easier for them. But the tax Lightning Fast is hitting is not gonna make it any easier. It's Hellranger getting 1 kill now. The running back as well as the Cosmic Divide ready. They're gonna cut off both towers and then go all guns blazing with that running back. GE to go on for the retake. It's Hellranger to lead the charge. Now he is spotted out. Needs to get taken out his clone, but it's Spawn instead finding the first kill. Lightning Fast using the clone of Hellranger to get that first kill. Should be able to pick up a gun for himself. Instead, Lightning Fast is gonna smoke off the fight. Go for the ninja defuse while Hellranger gets 1 kill. Fire Up is over there. Fire Up takes out Lightning Fast, but there's more than enough time for Hellranger to get off the defuse. They pull off a retake in a round where they don't have the perfect weapons. 13-3, Global Esports are your winners.
Who's up next?
After losing out on a 5 versus 2, I was like, yeah, expecting Global being like, we need to bring our A game. I know this is an eco round, but I know for a fact we're going to be able to win this out as well. They were like, hey, I'm going to shut everyone down. I give like no 2 dams. You're going to win this one out. Hellranger coming in clutch at the very end with Lightning Fast on his side with that Sheriff. And honestly speaking, in this entire tournament, CA, it felt as though the Sheriff has been getting a lot more kills than the actual rifles.
Sheriff OP, guys. Sheriff OP.
Yep.
But, I mean, props to be given to Skills as well. 24 kills to himself, 399 ACS on that KJ. Ranger not too far behind, 19 kills, and he's got the first bloods to prove that he's the one taking the first fights. 5 first bloods to his name. He's the anti-fragger you want him to be. And GE, they demolish INAZUMA 30-3 to pick up the match win for themselves. I will give props to INAZUMA for a very good map one. Again, I feel like INAZUMA, when they run out of confidence, they just run out of steam. And that's what I want to see from them. The ability to reset to map and try to take down some of these big wins. Now, Aggressive, I'll ask you in the meantime, like, where do you think INAZUMA could have changed things up in this map?
When you consider the map of Ascent, the primary flaw that I've seen coming out from them was the fact that a little bit too aggressive down onto the same side over and over again. For example, Spawn making his push down towards the side of A short every single time. Yes, they were able to establish mid control, but where is the level of control down towards the side of A main? No control towards the side of A main. No one's even trying to hold A main. Omkar made that push happen as well. Maybe if they had fired up on that operator towards the side of A main, or towards the side of mid top, sorry, then yeah, go in for that push Spawn. You can easily take control of the entirety of mid, and now you're funneling all the members of the side of GE down into one singular sideline. But that was not really happening whatsoever.
Yeah.
No operator from the side of Fired Up, and whenever Fired Up did have an operator, he was holding on down from the side of B main. No pressure at A main, no pressure at the side of mid, and this one-dimensional playstyle from the side of Team INAZUMA was just perfectly read by the side of GE, where they constantly switched up their strategy, going mid, going B, going towards the side of A, and even towards the side of Spawn, basically, because like Skills, what was he doing? He was just lurking through every single time, going into the side of mid and just walking into the defender side of Spawn. That should not be happening. Team INAZUMA, they lost out when it came down to map control, and GE, they just pulled out all of the stops. They played every single mind game on the book.
Yeah, definitely. I think having said all of that, though, I absolutely agree. Like, the INAZUMA didn't have enough map control. I think they do have the potential, though, to be able to pick up the pace against these top tier teams. Arguably, they finished off their toughest opponent in this map. But that's all for the first set today. We have another set coming up for you guys. Don't you worry. Godlike Esports versus Simple will start in just a bit. We will go set up for that. In the meantime, make sure you hit that subscribe button, get the notifications bell on, and hit the like button. Support your stream as well as support your favorite teams. We'll be back